Public service announcement. The enemy closest to you will never show their true colors.
Well. As you already see the title of the show, we got some stuff we want to talk about here. So this is going to be the AOA side of the game. And for those that don't know what the AOA side of the game is, let me play it one more time for the people in the back. Do y'all mind if I play it again?
Yeah, go ahead, kid.
Public service announcement. The enemy closest to you will never show their true colors.
The enemy closest to you will never show their true colors. This is an AOA announcement with the Unholy Alliance. I am K Styles, the host, aka Pod May. As you see on the stage left side of things, we have screen right is Mad Mike Luciano, aka the Senator.
Yeah.
And right below us, you know him as the Joker. Oh, well, we got another one. The Joker, aka Mr. Tactician. And we got Bean Pie brother down there with the rag on his head.
My brother.
Bean Pies, the franchise, aka Big Ant, is in the building, y'all.
What the magnificent man tried to neglect of the participation of the black man. And the white man is going to do is try to make sure that we visualize the picture and make sure the black man is not visually insecure. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Y'all don't remember that?
That's right. That's right, brother. You are Metamucil.
Y'all don't remember that? Who remembers that? Get your hand on my pocket.
Huh?
That's a living color. Damon Wayans in the jail cell. And then he was in there with his brother. That's what his brother said, man, you are Metamucil.
All right, man. We got a pop-up show. We got a pop-up show this evening as y'all don't see too often, but we thought this is definitely a conversation that needed to be talked about. This is Atlanta Falcons Conversation, so for Falcon fans, this is your show, so y'all can go ahead and bust all the nuts y'all want because we are talking Atlanta Falcon football today. So the reason for this pop-up show is there were quite a few quotes that were mentioned in the last few hours. Man, Mike Sports, would you allow us your presence or disclosing what this pop-up show is about?
So we had the pleasure of hearing some things from a certain person that just didn't sit well with us, and it's piqued our interest, and we wanted to give you guys enlighten you guys upon our pontification on this particular institution being held up by the universe of YouTube, if you understand what I'm saying.
Bean pie shake, my brother. Bean pie shake.
Bean pie
Bean pie
shake.
shake, my brother.
Oh,
Woke lives matter.
woke lives matter. Woke lives matter. All right. So what you talking about? What we getting into, Mike? What is this? Uh, what are we?
Raheem the
What?
Dream Goof decides he want to make something. Uh, he wanted to. He pretty much stated some things in this new press conference that kind of piqued a lot of our interest in this particular group that we wanted to speak on, and it's pretty interesting.
Mm,
And I
mm.
do mean ours, okay?
Okay, Mike. So, in this, in this individual statement that is said by said brother Raheem, um, what have we saw?
Ooh, Lord.
What did we see? So, as we doing this, let me see. Do I still have the sound? Do I still have the sound? We got to do this right for the brothers in the motherland.
Let me go get my dashiki.
Yes,
Good
sir.
God Almighty.
Big booty cheeks on bounce, bounce. Big booty
Power
cheeks
to the
go bounce,
people, y'all.
bounce. Big booty cheeks
Power
go
to the
bounce,
people.
bounce. Be one with the bean pie shake.
Bean pie shakes, my brother. Bean pie
Bean
shakes,
pie
my brother.
shake, my brother.
Be one with the bean pie
No,
shake.
see, Jarvis, you already trying to get me in trouble. Talking about the girl at Match said you forgot to touch them titties. She was asking where you coming by, and she was light skinned with
TYT.
a dragon too. Hey,
TYT.
don't be getting me in trouble. Hey, look, they don't need to know that side of me. They don't need to know that.
The alter
I got
ego
my own
face
section
out.
at Magic. I got my own section at Majesty. They don't need to know about that.
See?
Why do you
Fuck you.
why do you think they call him 6MK? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
He comes off
I,
the he
He
comes
is
off
the
the
I
ma-
just
nest for that booty.
he is the sixth magic killer. You don't know about that?
look, jump off the dresser 6 different ways.
Hey,
And we
he
ain't talking
is
about WWE either.
he's the original Jamal Crawford.
Exactly.
he invented
Exactly.
the stanky leg.
Yeah, exactly. That crossover too deadly. But go ahead, Mike, man. What? There was words that was said by Sir Brother Raheem.
I'm gonna let Warren open it up, and I'm gonna go right after him.
Okay, ladies and gents, I'm going to read the book of Rahimothy T. James.
Never
Okay.
mind. I'm gonna open up. Never mind. I ain't got time for Warren. No.
That man's name is Rahimothy T. James.
Go ahead, Warren. You done already started.
So,
Rahimothy Zamunda.
What the
TJ. Oh man.
hell is going on?
Basically what we heard was first he gets on the press conference and says he don't want people to buy into the brick theory. Now I don't want Kev to spill his water, so I want y'all to listen closely. Raheem said, no, we don't want to buy into the brick theory. And he was referring to Floyd going over there to assist JPJ during the scuffle. Okay. Basically, he don't want no aggressive nothing. He wants moist and corporate. He wants moist and corporate.
So, and let me give a shout out to the guy who created the phrase. Shout out to my guy Izzy Dre. So what you're saying is he was not cool with the Atlanta Falcons being on brick mode.
Right, right. He wanted it nice, soft, and moist.
You know what?
In other words, in other words, he don't want men on the field. He want glazed ankles and thongs. That's what he wants. He now
You might as well go ahead and start taking this over before this shit get way out of hand.
It's going left, Mike. It's going left.
It already went
Not long, cause I'm on brick mode.
Brick mode.
Honey, you better make it moist.
You
You
go.
better bend over on me, boy.
Yeah, Diamond. Yeah, Diamond, honey. He won't glazed ankles and thongs. I'm sorry.
Because she sent some bullshit. That's cool. All right, so
You go, boy.
You go, boy.
Please go, Mike. I'm gonna do it because of Diamond. All right, I'm gonna save you from these evils. Okay? So I'm just gonna come out right off the top. This son of a bitch decides he want to say now. Raise your hands in the air, okay? Raise your hands in the air if you like the fact that this defense is playing physical. These guys are fighting. Yeah, and brick mode.
Brick mode, yeah.
Brick mode.
Just throw your hands in the air. Throw some red and black. Throw something in there that you enjoy tough physical football. If you enjoy it, just let us know it. Keyshawn has already said he loves it. Diamond. We got a few more that have stated that they love the fact that this son of a bitch shot one.
I'm laughing at Leo.
And quite a few other people have stated that they love the fact that we love to get physical. And I'm not talking about rubbing on booties, Juan, okay?
No. But see, even that has a little bit of firmness to it. So
Shut up, Juan. Okay, shut up.
We gotta stay solid, y'all.
And I'm trying to save y'all, but these son of a bitches won't let me save y'all, okay? But this dude had the fucking mitigated gall to say that he said on the what the hell you call that shit? The press conference that he doesn't want these guys to get in the mode of fighting each other because they're teammates. And I didn't fucking stutter when I said it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want these guys to mess up reps. Okay? You don't want these guys to get no reps, like, because he might mess up. We don't want to fight because we might not get to go through the reps properly because the NFL will only give us so much amount of time and we're not going to get through our reps properly. Okay? He doesn't want these guys to get physical. I literally showed these guys a video. This is how NFL teams great defenses are being built based on physicality. What were the 85 Bears known for?
Physicality.
Physical defenses.
What is the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Physical.
What were the Steelers known for? All these guys were known for their physicality. And we got this little bitch and our head coach that literally said, and you don't have to take my word for it. All you got to do is go listen to it. Listen to it for yourself. I don't know if Kev got it, but like this guy came out of his own mouth and stated that he doesn't want these guys, our safety and DeMarco Helms to hit his teammates too hard. This is his word. This is his fucking word.
Make it physical.
Don't you hit my baby. Don't hit my baby. Don't you dare hit
Nobody
my
rock.
baby.
Baby.
So we don't want that Olivia John Newton. That's what you
No,
saying?
no, no, no. We don't want. I got chills. They're multiplying. We don't want none of that.
Doug here said was at practice today. When I tell you, Rook and James Pierce, these guys are wreckers. Defense will be physical this year.
All right. Now, hold on. Remember what I told y'all yesterday on the show? I said, make sure you do your homework. Pay very close attention to these press conferences. They're going to tell you a lot. Basically, what Raheem is doing is throwing shots at a man that has already garnered the respect of the players and has taken over this team. Go on Twitter. They talked to Bergeron about JPJ scuffle. Bergeron said, listen, he said, I want that. I like that went down. He said, because when we play Tampa, we're not playing Tampa nicely. We're not going to play. It's not going to be a nice game. People forget that football is rough, gritty, dirty, and it is dangerous at times. You know what I'm saying? You got your own quarterback. Your quarterback is like, yo, my O-line held up great. I got to get better in pocket awareness. This team is being wrung out of weakness. Everybody's getting wrung out. Let me tell y'all something. Most of y'all, and I know we got the sergeant in here. When you are in the military and you're training, you're supposed to train harder than the enemy that you fight. So if I and you have combat and we're practicing, yes, you're supposed to knock my block off. Yes, I'm supposed to get in your face and knock your block off, because when we're in war, at least I know you not going to punk out during the middle of a fight. I got your back, you got mine. Doesn't matter what side of the ball they on. If they going at it like that, they're holding back because that's their teammate. That's what Raheem don't understand. When you out there playing Tampa, oh, that's full force. So if you doing this right here against your own teammate, guess what you're going to do against your opponent? Why you want them to be soft? Why you want them to come out there and fall on their own maxi pads? What we doing? The hell we doing? No, but you want to say that so we can be nice and corporate, and you go sit down and put that second coat of baby gel on your legs. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you getting flossed with your thong at the end of practice.
Mm-hmm. The question here said, was Raheem on the team when Freeman got lifted by? Yes, he was on that team.
Yes.
Yes, he was on that team.
Yes. Yes.
He was on that team.
When he got slam dunked by one arm,
Bruh, that man got turned into a trophy.
That man Eric Donald said, we
like he the little piggy in the car talking about something. Like, bro, and the thing is, we said this. His biggest problem is watch his mannerisms, watch what he said. When he sat up there and said, I've never heard this term in my life. This man said, we're not going to go with the brick theory. And he looks to the left like, is that right, master? Was that the best thing I said all day?
What the fuck is the brick theory?
So here is what I think about the brick theory. You are jealous of a man that came in here and on his second or third press conference basically outlined the culture and the identity of this team. And what it's doing is you don't want nobody to adhere to Brick's way of playing, Brick's way of thinking, Brick's way of conducting yourself, because you didn't do anything with the defense last year. You're a DB's guy, but you wasn't with the DBs doing any DB things. So now your defensive coordinator has gotten with the other defensive coordinators, and they've turned around and has got with the assistant head coach and the other defensive coordinator. And guess what? We're going to run this team. You just sit up there and chew your orbits gum. If you want to floss yourself, you floss yourself. If you want your ankles glazed to the point where they just blow bubbles, you do that. Fabulous. Right, Diamond. He is jealous. He is jealous. He's jealous like a chick that ain't got no butt cheeks.
I know. Look. I didn't know what the brick theory was. I was like, what the hell is that?
You don't
What
want
is
your
the brick?
teammates.
Hold on. I want to ask Ant this. What is your thought on the brick theory?
Hmm.
Bean
My
pie shape,
thought.
brother. Bean pie shape, brother.
Bean pie
Being
shake.
time I shape, my brother.
That's it.
I think Raheem he's jealous because he was able. Ulbrich was able to come in with under a couple months and concretely implement a solid defense that's going to have sustained success for more, not just a season. Something we wasn't doing last year. Let's put that in perspective. What was our cornerbacks doing last year? Before they was playing at least 10 yards off the ball.
Okay, right.
Jeff Ulbrich came in and said, "Hell no, nah, we ain't doing that shit no more."
That part.
Cornerbacks and safeties, all of y'all gonna be either playing up on the line or bumper run coverage.
That's it.
Jeff Ulbrich, Raheem don't like that.
And here we got Keyshawn Vlad. He said the brick theory is being tough, gritty, and disrespectful. Guess
Look,
what that? But wait, guess what that is now?
Look, no, yeah, no. I
No,
want
because
you to hear this.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm about to give y'all a history lesson. Guess what that is? Guess what the brick theory is? The brick theory is the DNA from the grits blitz, from our days where our defense was a menace. Our DNA. I've been saying this for the last 9.5 months. 9.5 months. Our DNA of this team is gritty play, gritty defense. We just happen to add an explosive offense on top of it. That's what it is. And you want to go back to could you please wipe me, sir? You want that kind of defense. Could you please wipe me, sir? I'll toot the other cheek.
No, look at this comment right here. Jay Sheep said, "Y'all talking your shit right now. As a veteran myself, I need to know you go put it all on the line for me like I will for you in war. Part of building that is going hard during those training days."
It's them dog days.
That's
what it's about.
That's what I'm talking about. And what's funny, Jay, most of our family members, dads included, were in the war. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I say when people don't understand. You got to know a man's mechanics and mentality. These brothers right here, I know will go to war for me. I ain't got to question it. If I sound like I'm wrong, they going to war for me. So we give each other's hell so that we can be our best when we give y'all what y'all looking for. That's the whole thing. So why do I want? None of us are talking about, please, sir, will you wipe us some more?
Juan, they don't want to know what our group chats are like.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't.
Them group chat, boy. If you really hear what these group chats go on in here, yeah, y'all thought y'all wanted to get us canceled by right as what we are, what you see. If you heard these group chats, bro, we'd be banned off. We would have all our Google goddamn accounts disbanded.
Right. And see what it is this. Kev said it maybe about 2.5 weeks ago. It's an exposure event. Because what this tells the organization, what this tells the NFL, what this tells our opponents is Raheem did nothing with this defense but stand up on the podium and say little cute things. Like he had to admit, he was like, you know, we can't talk tough and say what we're going to do. Ooh, he said, out there is the real deal. Out there on the field is the real work. Yeah, because you ran your mouth before you finished your product.
Ran your mouth before you even started your project.
This is main reason why I really want to slap him in his fucking mouth, okay? Because of this shit right here. You want to act tough now. You want to act like all of a sudden being on the field and execution is paramount when you literally saw a guy that was for 4 or 5 games straight didn't execute or he didn't do anything. Okay? That man threw for less than 200 yards a handful of times in 5 games, and you want to sit up here and try to talk about execution now. Man, if you sit your fucking ass down with that bullshit, this motherfucker threw interception after interception. We barely scored offensively. Our defense scored touchdowns. They put us in field goal positions where we missed a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want to sit up here because these rookies and this coach and Jeff Ulbrich, they are getting the spotlight now. And now you want to say, now we can't act tough, but we got to go out there and execute. Man, shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Now you want to sit up here and talk about fucking execution after we fucking we was up 3 games in the goddamn South. All we had to do was win 2 games going down the stretch, and we would have been a playoff team. And now your fucking ass want to sit up here and talk about execution and not fighting and not and showing it on the field. Man, shut the fuck up with that bullshit.
So you don't want to be aggressive and violent. You want to be bent over and resilient.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, I know you guys.
You bent over and resilient.
Bent over and resilient.
You don't want to.
Bent over and
Please, sir, will you wipe me again?
Please,
Can
sir,
I have
will you
some
cover in some
more?
more?
This is the stuff we talk about. Like, this is shit we talk about. This is shit we talk about. Like, now all of a sudden, because if y'all realize what's happening, he's not getting any of this. The talk of the town is the 2 rookie guys, Walker, Pierce, and Ulbrich. Those are the talk of the town. It's not even Bijan, it's not Drake, it's not Mike, it's not none of that. The talk of training camp right now is Ulbrich.
Right.
Ulbrich,
So
Pierce,
now
and
all of a
Walker.
sudden, when they get in the spotlight, you want to say, well, we acting tough right now, but when we get up, we actually want to see it on the field. Now you want to talk about seeing it on the field.
Right. With a sprinkle in of a little bit of Leonard Floyd. You got Leonard Floyd being the coach by proxy.
You got Divine Diablo out here who's getting a whole lot of praise right now.
Right.
Listen. You got Bergeron being the star of the week. Him and JPJ. And then wait. To put the cherry on top, to show you how it's squeezing out weakness, and you even got players like Caden Ellis getting jealous and scared.
Well, I know he's acting real tough, but we actually want to see it. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Why is now playing well is a fucking problem? Why that's the problem that I have. Why now? Because guys are making an impact. Why is it a problem now? None of you son of bitches. See, this is the main problem I got. None of them had a fucking problem when Kirk Cousins was literally throwing them out of games. None of these fucking pussy ass fucking defensive players were mad when Kirk Cousins was literally throwing us out of goddamn game. Jeff Ulbrich wasn't here.
Nope.
I didn't hear shit about Caden Ellis being mad that we were throwing out. None of that pussy ass nigga was saying all this shit when we was losing games.
Oh,
Now, in fact, we get a training camp and everybody get a few fucking attention, a few attention, a lot of attention from the reporters and stuff like that and fans. Now all of a sudden y'all want to start open your little fucking mouth right now. Caden Ellis been here. This going on 2-3 years now. Okay,
Yeah.
2 years, and now you want to sit up there and say,
Mike. Don't
go ahead.
forget the Buckhead Brigade. They
Yeah,
wasn't.
the Buckhead.
They what? The Buckhead Brigade of the Atlanta Falcons wasn't complaining about Kirk Cousins throwing them interceptions.
But
Nobody.
let me clarify something. CJ, don't worry about it. When you have veterans on the team like Leonard Floyd is a high impact player, but he's smarter. He's got his wisdom with him now. You want to be aggressive, you want to be violent, but you don't want to get drawing penalties. He walked over there to talk to JPJ. People don't realize something. JPJ is a menace, and we were talking about JPJ earlier, and I was talking about his mechanics. JPJ not only is a bulldozer, but he's a guy that's long. His body's long. His length is long. So he's going to come at you with violent hands, and he, in most cases, is going to uproot you. That's what you want. You don't want JPJ taking your helmet off, giving you a two-piece. That's what's going to draw you the penalty. We can't blur the lines between football aggression and then straight up fighting. That's what they're talking about. You need to be knocking people. I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to the defense of a football team, that part of the football team needs to be feared the most. Not the offense, the defense.
Tell me why fighting. Why do I need discipline on defense? Because it's nothing deep. It's nothing disciplinary when it comes down to that Philadelphia Eagles defense. Like, they nasty. What's so cute about that Philadelphia Eagles team? What is so cute about that offensive line for Philadelphia? What's so cute about that?
Right.
When you look at them, they don't give a fuck about no fucking discipline. They want to line up in that goddamn whatever the hell you call that damn formation, that tush push formation, and beat the shit out you until you say, "All right, I'm done." Why the fuck all of a sudden now you motherfuckers care about discipline? Y'all want to look cute and be tough at the same time. Well, newsflash, ain't nothing cute about being a top defense.
No,
ain't nothing cute about discipline when you come. When you have a defense, you
can't be cute. You can't be cute and ugly at the same time. That don't make any sense.
No. Ain't it? Look, you ain't got enough. Look, you ain't got enough skull nor face space to be ugly and cute at the same time. They don't. That's a whole lot of work.
No, we can't do that.
But let me tell y'all something.
Out on the top of your head and in the bottom, you looking like goddamn Holly Berry. That you still ugly.
Right. But let me tell y'all something. Do you think that Baltimore defense with Ray Lewis was cute? Did you think they cared about protocol? Do you think they cared about being corporate? When that man stepped on the field, if you go back and listen to some of his interviews, when that man stepped on the field and told his whole defense, we changing the plan on how we're going to move, not the coach. This is what Ray Lewis said. I came on the field and told them, bro, we're going to do A, B, C, and D. And we're going to play this game our way. And they played it to the T. Guess what? Coach said, okay, y'all got it. If you're going to win the game, do what the hell you're going to do.
Execution in itself far outweighs any of that cute shit. Being cute and being disgusting, none of that shit matters if you execute. Okay?
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. The Atlanta Falcons media has nicknamed Jeff Ulbrich Brick.
Mm-hmm.
He already got a goddamn nickname.
Yep.
So that's telling you who's getting the attention right now.
Mm-hmm.
They call this nigga Brick.
Right.
Hey, Stein, I got a question.
What's up?
Does Raheem have a nickname yet?
His
Oh,
name
you
is
know that. You know
Raheem is
he.
T. James.
You know he Raheem the Dream. That see the
Raheem the
thing.
Dream.
See the thing. See you have to think about it. Right now, Raheem Morris is he's the fan favorite. Right now, Ulbrich is the media favorite in Atlanta
Yeah, yeah.
because being at that training camp on Saturday, I realized that the people that I was around
Mm-hmm.
was talking about Jeff Ulbrich a lot more than they
Oh, but
did
yes,
Raheem Morris.
Oh
yes,
yeah, the defense
yes,
stood out way
yes.
more than the offense. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
Ulbrich, reason why he's a media favorite, Ulbrich answered 13 questions that the media had for Raheem Morris last season that he refused to answer. Ulbrich answered that in one press conference, basically talking about what was the identity of the team, what was the culture, how was things going to be implemented. He came in there in one breath and said everything. He also said on that mic up, if you're not a part of this program, you're not playing. In anywhere, if you're not taking on my likeness and my mannerisms, you're not getting a jersey. You're not getting
Yeah,
on the field. He was
yeah,
talking with Jalen Walker about stuff like that. He's been talking with his players. He's been teaching his players how to get their hands, how to have violent hands. This man's run over to the offense. Like, they respect him. He is garnering respect to where they're going to be like, oh, they're going to be more afraid of fucking up and him getting mad at them than they are losing a game. That's what y'all got to understand. He is creating a standard where they're going to be like, fuck Raheem. Coach Brick better not be mad at us. That's what
So
you
so so
go
what
ahead.
you're saying is if it goes the way that it goes right now, the players are going to be more afraid of the defensive coordinator than they are the head coach.
That part.
yep. That's what it
Because
sounds like.
because what y'all got to understand, an aggressive, violent defense makes your offense that much more explosive. Because one thing about players, if you've ever played basketball, football, baseball with your friends in the neighborhood, when that one kid shows up and shows out, guess what everybody else do? Elevate their game because they want to be on par or surpass it.
They match that energy.
They match it automatically. They match it automatically. And that happens in real life because guess what happens? Oh, now I get to be my ignorant self. You mean to tell me coach don't care about me being ignorant? I'm going to play ignorant. And guess what that does? Now you're not timid enough to play against teams like Tampa in your division that's got the moniker, oh, we going to win. It's okay. We're
But
not
but
we not diminishing him. The situation is diminishing his character. It's just
Oh
exposing
my God,
who.
bro. This right here, that's exactly it right here.
There you
This
go.
right
There you
Mm-hmm.
here.
go, Sam.
There,
There you
there it
go.
is, Sam. That's what
There
I'm
you
talking
we
go.
about.
are watching
That's
Yep.
the
we are
inside
watching the
divide.
birth of Buddy
Buddy
Ryan
Ryan.
2.0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
DNA. This is what we talk. This is why you heard Jew. Shout out to Jew Talk Sports. This is why Jew was so frustrated last season about how it ended. He was like, bro, we don't have a identity. And in the military, your identity is the army. It's the creed of the army. Y'all guys got to rally around something when stuff ain't working. I guarantee you, let the Falcons start slipping during the game. Coach Brick gonna be on the sideline losing his damn mind, losing his mind. He the littlest thing on the field.
See, the problem is with y'all having, and I see a couple of people here say it's not a divide. Of course it is. You don't say things as a head coach about, all right, one, you came in cocky. Okay? He came in talking about this team as a quarterback away. The Falcons wouldn't be in this position if they didn't have a quarterback. That was his words. Not Brick, not Arthur Blank. Nobody said. Fan didn't even say that. He said you came in talking shit,
Right.
and now all of a sudden you talked the Falcons into signing your buddy Kirk Cousins for $100 million, and you cost them that too. Now all of a sudden your ass is on fire. Now you want to sit there and say, well, let's relax, guys. We can't come in. We got to show it on the field. Now you want to talk about we need to show it on the field. He shouldn't have came in talking that shit from the very beginning. He should have had an issue with Kirk Cousins not performing to bet standard. Now you worried about players playing to a certain standard when a guy that was literally in all of our faces. Kirk Cousins was an absolute like I'm talking about. This dude was an abomination for football. He was
hot garbage.
like he's flawless. Now all of a sudden, when a couple of rookies come in and they playing well, and the people are shouting their name, and the coaches they shouting the coach's name. Now you want to say, well, no, let's calm down, guys. No, you should have been doing that from the very beginning. You should have been putting Kurt in his spot, putting Kurt in his place. You didn't do that. Now all of a sudden your ass is on the line. Now you want to sit there and say, let's take it one step at a time. No.
What the thing is, you were all this rah-rah, this, that, and the other, and you was walking around here with your Dexter St. Jock pose and all this in the beginning of the season, and then you turn around and you had to unplug that microphone because it didn't fit you. That's what it was. You want to kiss shoes now when you was belting out stuff. You didn't have you had no intentions on improving this defense. You had intentions on riding, and I'm gonna say this. You had intentions on riding on that obscurity that got us to the Super Bowl in 2016. And I said this to the guys today. Raheem is still in 2016. Everybody else in 2025. That's what it is. Because here's the setup. Raheem left Atlanta, went to 2 other teams, and got rings by proxy. Jeff Ulbrich left here and went to New York, and he got cold weather, cold stairs, and a bunch of hell. That's what he got. Because that Jets organization didn't go no further either. So the two had 2 different things. Raheem came back to Atlanta comfortable. Oh, Raheem came and had a whole tour with him and Terry Fontenot. Jeff Ulbrich comes back to what? Scrutiny. His son decides to have a brain fart in the middle of a daggone a draft. So he's working off of grit and purpose and determination. Raheem sitting up here waiting for the next photo op. That's the difference.
So basically what you're saying is Raheem knows that he's the chosen one and he's just riding off of that.
He riding off the rep. Yeah.
Because the Atlanta Falcon fans have deemed Raheem Morris as the chosen one.
Yeah. But see, and this is what y'all getting confused. We're not saying he's a bad coach. We're not saying he's a bad person. We're saying he's uninvested in the team that he's supposed to be leading. This is what y'all got to understand. We're not saying he's a bad coach. We're not saying he's a bad person. We're saying he's uninvested. Jeff Ulbrich is invested in this team because he's putting his blood, sweat, and tears, DNA imprint on this team, mentality imprint on this team. Raheem could have did the same thing. He had the same opportunity, but he chose to be Hollywood Raheem. He wanted to take the photos and do the press conferences, but when it come down to it, he wasn't out there running around getting in the mud with AJ and them. He wasn't doing that. And Jeff Ulbrich get here, he in the rain getting in the mud and everything else. Why? Because he wants these guys to understand what he understands. So now he's getting the respect and admiration for it. Now Raheem talking about, well, guys, we're just not going to buy into that, that brick theory. That brick theory is going to save this season, sir.
That because what it is to me is when that term brick theory came out, or as I say, brick mode came out, that kind of raised an alarm to me on what the mindset is. Because now what you have done is when you said brick theory, you have inadvertently split the team up between the guys that know that they're gone and the guys that are hungry to stay on the team.
Diamond said Raheem's new name is Hollywood.
He's Hollywood. Because like I said, But like you said, that is the case because like you said, wow, like you said, once he came back, the Atlanta Falcon media, the Atlanta Falcon fans have dubbed him the chosen one to get us over the hump.
Right, right. How, how,
And that
how
and that and that was the media spectacle that came with it.
how is it that you were a leader in your division? How is it that you were a couple games away from having a home playoff game? Not just the playoffs, a home playoff game. How did you allow your whole season to slip away to the point where the last thing I see burned in my memory is Bryce Young doing a damn Steph Curry impression? That shit haunts me like bad hygiene.
What is Ulbrich trying to get another job got to do with anything? What does that even mean?
What is another? What are we?
Hold on, wait a minute.
What
Say
does
that
that
again.
mean?
Say that again. What?
Secret, right there. I like that.
Let me see. Let me see. You said who did it, Secret? Ulbrich trying to get another job. Please relax.
What does that even mean? Don't try to
Ulbrich,
say you don't goddamn know. So go ahead and
So basically
dress
what
up
he's
in that
saying is,
damn suit.
hold on. So basically what he's saying is that all this stuff with Ulbrich is manufactured because he's trying to be a head coach somewhere else. Let me
okay,
ask you
okay.
a question.
Okay.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead,
let me ask the
go ahead,
question. Let
Kim.
me ask the question. What if he is looking for another job? Would you be surprised if the next job that he has is here in Atlanta?
That's what I was gonna say. That's
Raheem.
what that's what I was gonna say. You do realize you do realize that just because, and Mike said it the other day, you do realize just because other teams may want him doesn't mean the Atlanta Falcons has to let him go. What you got to understand is this: at this point in time, I'm gonna tell you that you're incorrect, because if he was worried about another job, he would be campaigning behind the scenes to get Raheem out of here. He ain't got the campaign. Jeff Ulbrich right now don't give a fuck about another team watching him. Jeff Ulbrich right now ain't worried about another job. Jeff Ulbrich is worried about winning. You can't get another job without winning something. Because if we have another year like we had last year, both of their asses is in trouble. Okay? He already got the organization giving him a side eye based on his son. So he ain't worried about no next job. If the next job pop up, I'm pretty sure he'll discuss it then. He's worried about molding these young men into a defense that's going to garner respect on the field. He don't give a shit about no next job. This ain't Shanahan. He ain't at the end of no contract, so the Falcons don't have to let him go. This what y'all come up here with these theories. You don't do your homework.
So let me ask you a question, Juan, just based on that comment itself. Do you think that Falcon fans have a problem with the attention Ulbrich is getting right now?
No. I'm gonna tell you who, and a lot of y'all gonna be upset. I'm gonna tell you who's worried about that. These Raheemites, these Rahimothiites,
The
because
Raheem
these
These Raheem
these Rahimothies. Because what y'all worried about is y'all worried about the optics. Y'all not worried about what's actually going on. You worried about how the shit looks to other people. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit about how it looks to another person. They're not worried about that. Arthur Blank already in a mode where he ain't guaranteed the next 30 seconds, let alone the next season. So he's already making plans with his family to make sure that this is running long after he's gone. He trying to see a Lombardi before he leave here.
Let me ask y'all a question, because this is a serious question.
Okay.
If this defense become a top 5 defense, who do y'all think getting the credit?
Ulbrich.
Nah, that Raheem is gonna get the credit
No,
if they become a
Raheem.
top five. He's
Well,
gonna get the credit.
Think about this.
ain't gonna get that shit from me.
Hold on. No. The thing is, who you think getting credit? Because the defense wasn't good with Raheem.
That's
So
what I'm
it's gonna put
saying.
the Falcons gonna be in a position where they're gonna say, all right, who is it really?
Mm-hmm.
So what the Falcons are gonna be in a position where they're gonna be saying themselves, like, I don't know if this is really Raheem. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna allow somebody to walk away like Shanahan did and make that mistake. And then we end up losing a good coach because we thought it was Raheem. So the
Mm-hmm.
Falcons got to do the best thing for their organization and to keep Ulbrich around and make it uncomfortable for Raheem to see who's really in charge. Because they don't have to let him go. They don't have to let him go. So that's why I'm saying, because this is in the position where you're gonna be looking at, because you talking about a team that wasn't great with Raheem before he fired the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in the defensive coordinator and the defense end up being good. You saying, all right, so if the common denominator in this is Raheem, we don't know, because we don't know if it really is Raheem because we don't have the same coach. Now, this wouldn't be an issue if we still had the same defensive coordinator, but it's an issue because it's a different guy. So
Mm-hmm.
now the Falcons, on the Falcons hand, they can't afford to say, all right, I believe it's Raheem. This is Raheem because it's a different coordinator. So Falcons got to be safe and say, look, man, Raheem, look, we love you, but I don't know if you really are the guy, the reason why our defense improved. We got to do what's best for the organization and keep Jeff Ulbrich here and offer him a mega contract.
Yeah.
To be essentially what a Wade Phillips was with Dallas. He was the guy that built that Dallas defense. He was
Sure
there.
did.
He was the guy that built that. So the Falcons are going to be in a position where they're going to pay Ulbrich damn near head coach money because they got to be sure and certain that Raheem is the guy that built that defense. So Raheem is in a predicament right now where he has to be jealous of Ulbrich. He has to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna let you go, Juan. So I want to get this off my chest. So essentially, what that statement was saying is Jimmy Lake was a young guy that Raheem could control. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Puppet master.
Yeah, he could
He,
control.
he,
Yeah,
he, he could control, but Albert was came back because of the previous relationship they had.
Right.
But Ulbrich learned under other guy under Robert Sala and
Mm-hmm.
another defensive guy. So in reality, Ulbrich is a friend or somebody that you are close to, but he's a guy that you cannot control because he's already seen success as far as defense.
Right. They're on par. Right. Here's the
And,
thing that
and,
here's
hold on,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
hold
And
on.
and I think like I said, and I'm gonna paraphrase from last night's show. I think Raheem said that he's not really a defensive guy.
mm,
Is that I just want to make sure that I'm
Yeah,
paraphrasing that the
I
yeah.
right
don't
way.
know
No,
that quote because I haven't heard it. I heard people
yeah.
say that, but I need to hear it for myself.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't like you said. That's what you said when you asked the question is what is he good at? A lot
Right.
of people can't really say it.
Right.
So what? So what do we really know? Like I said, we know Jeff Ulbrich. Like that's why I asked the question: is this team really set up for Raheem Morris to be the long-term solution, or did Raheem Morris bring upon his own destruction by bringing in a guy that came
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
system that was successful?
Hmm.
Yeah. See, here's the thing y'all got to understand about Raheem's situation. Raheem had two layers of coverage. He had Kirk Cousins, who was his project, who he vouched for, and they spent the money. Then you had who? You had Jimmy
Jimmy
Lake,
Lake.
who was his fall guy. Should anything go wrong? So you basically had plan A and plan B right beside him. So what happened? Both of the plans failed. and they failed miserably. So what happened? You know, Jimmy Lake was going to get shipped out. That exposed that side of him where, okay, are you really the defensive guy you say you are, or aren't you? Then they brought in Jeff Ulbrich. Well, here's the problem, and what I said earlier. Raheem's in 2016 mentally. Jeff Ulbrich is in 2025. You've had a comfy situation to where you were the sideline guy that benefited from the team's coach. So you got a ring without getting blamed for stuff. You come here and you bring that bravado. Guess what? Kirk Cousins' experiment failed. So now you're getting blamed for that. And on top of that, when you say, well, I'm not going to take the heat, Jimmy, it's your fault. Okay, fine. Jeff Ulbrich comes here. Jeff Ulbrich is not your understudy. He's your colleague because y'all basically on the same level. It's just that you got a different title. That's all it is, because y'all both came from Atlanta in 16. So you can't tell Jeff Ulbrich to do, hey boy, do this. Jeff's gonna be like, you don't shut your ass up.
Well, there's a different mentality with both of these guys in here. Raheem is the chosen one. He's been the chosen one since he was hired in Tampa Bay. So his mentality as a coach is completely different from a guy that Jeff Ulbrich had to prove that he's a guy.
Right.
So those two, the work ethic, Raheem already has the approval of certain guys in the front office. And we know who that certain guy is. You see what I'm saying? So he has that backing up. And he had this guy. Everybody said that he was going to be the next great head coach, and he's a great teacher and all that. He has the fire for the game, so he makes the perfect. Everybody had already said this about him. You look at Jeff Ulbrich, ain't nobody backing him up, but he's proving that he's a good head coach. He's gaining. This is what we talk about, and this is why I gained so much respect for Kobe Bryant. Coming in, everybody saw it, but Kobe failed miserably in his first couple of years. I mean, bad.
Right.
But what happened? He went in the lab and he proved he worked his ass off to get there. Raheem hasn't worked his ass off. He's been given opportunities, and y'all can say whatever you want, but he was given that opportunity to be a head coach in Tampa Bay. He was given that.
Right.
He didn't
earn it. Over Tony Dungy's team.
Right. Yeah. That's why I said the rings he got. And when people say when I say he's still in 2016, I'm talking about his mentality. His mentality from 2016 has not changed. Why? Because he hasn't had to prove nothing. He ain't had to go through nothing. If you giving everything, you don't gotta prove nothing. So your mentality don't change. Jeff Ulbrich has had his mentality change. Why? Because I'm sure when he got to New York, they told him, bro, we ain't Atlanta. You got to earn it up here. And when you earn it and you have to earn it in a situation where you're still not winning, that humbles you, gets you focused, and you adopt whatever you're around. So he's bringing that grittiness that he adopted from up there. He had to earn it. So down here, he know what he's willing to put in the hard work and sacrifice to get the win. Raheem figure, if I show up and smile and I got my Orbis gun with me, I'm gonna get another opportunity.
He's secure because everybody like him. When you know that everybody like you, you don't work as hard. I'm telling y'all the truth. When you know that everybody like you, and you can fuck up more than the person that like nobody really cares for, and you got to prove. There's a lot of room for error for Raheem. But when it comes down to Jeff Ulbrich, ain't nobody looking at him like he's the next great defensive coordinator. He got to earn that opportunity.
Yep.
Why you think guys like Tom Brady and Matt Ryan? Look, we literally had one of the greatest head coaches, if not the greatest head coach of all time, said he made a big mistake because Matt Ryan wasn't a guy that blew him away as a quarterback. And that is Bill Parcells said he made the biggest mistake of his career was not drafting Matt Ryan because he didn't see anything quote unquote special because he was looking at the physicals and all this scouting bull crap. Matt Ryan didn't fit any of that. So these are the things we're talking about. Jeff Ulbrich is the guy that runs a 4.6, but he plays so hard you would never be able to tell that he runs a 4.6. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that we talking about. Raheem is the guy that runs a 4.2, 4.3. He looks good, but he's just a dude out there just fast. Raheem is just a fast guy. Jeff Ulbrich is the slow linebacker that hits hard, and he's always in the right spot. So we gotta understand, like, yeah, everybody like him, but at the end of the day, bitch better have my money.
The one thing that Caden Ellis said in his interview, he said, "Oh yeah, the cute, flashy guys, they'll get you wins here and there." He said, "But them gritty, trench players and stuff like that," he said, "that's the kind of guys that win Super Bowls. That's the guys that win championships. That cute shit don't last too long. We seen that. That cute shit don't last too long because it's somebody out there hungrier than you are, and you being cute. Eventually, you're gonna have to face them, and they're gonna show you don't want it." Like I said before, Jeff Ulbrich is making these players want to win more than him, Raheem, and Jerry Gray combined can want for them.
Let me say this. See, this is dog rules. You so full of shit because you a dog fan. This is why you full of shit. This is a perfect analogy of what we talking about. This ain't a waste of time. This is a perfect example of what the fuck I'm talking about. What is Kirby Smart known for? Over everything.
Defense.
Winning. His defense can be great all they want to, but he wins. He gets results. He wins championships. Nobody cares that he can build a defense, but the motherfucker wins championships. He won championships with Alabama, and he won championships with goddamn Georgia. He fucking wins championships. Nobody give a fuck if he's the number one recruiter all goddamn year, every fucking year. The motherfuckers get results. That's why players keep coming to, because everywhere he go, he win motherfucking championships. This is why this matters. If you're not winning championships, if you're not winning games, all of that nonsense that we talking about means nothing. You're just another guy that people like.
I got a better question. If you don't like the content, why are you here?
No. That's not what he's saying. His point is it doesn't make sense. It makes all the sense in the world because winning is the subject at hand. That's what matters most. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say winning cures all.
Well, here's the deal. You go to work, don't you? Don't you go to work to get paid? So you don't go to work to work. You go to work to get paid for the work. So if you're not getting paid, why are you doing the work? If their whole thing is not to win, why are they playing?
The problem is with this statement in itself is this is just another one of those situations where a guy that is popular is put on the front street right now.
And they don't like it.
Raheem is the popular guy, and the fact that he's not getting all the attention, Jeff Ulbrich, aka Britt, getting all the attention, they don't like it.
Mike, I ain't worried about that.
The reality of what we're talking about right now is the biggest weakness of the Atlanta Falcons team last year was its defense.
Yes.
Yes. The defense couldn't stop shit.
And K-Styles, what did I say about the defense? What was the biggest problem with the defense? It was a word.
Go ahead, explain it to him.
The defense at a certain point in time, after it started to become beat up, the defense was mismanaged. That was the biggest problem. It wasn't lack of talent. It wasn't lack of football knowledge. It was lack of adjustments. You didn't make adjustments so that the defense could use what it was strong at to finish up. You kept using the same stuff as though you had everybody on the defense from game 1. You didn't have that by game 10 and 11. Them guys was beat up. Some of these guys was missing. So what you had to do, you should have made adjustments. You kept trying to impose your same play in every game, hoping that somebody wouldn't pay attention. You were mismanaged.
And you know what happened too? And this is what I realized. The fans got exactly what they want, and they got nothing to bitch about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And y'all rules is a perfect example of that.
Guess what? Because guess what happened this offseason? You got a Georgia Bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 pass rush. You got 3 pass rushers.
Yep.
And you got a slot corner. And you got a bunch of safeties. One of the main things. Go ahead. Want to finish it off?
And a Cadillac to put it all in.
There you go.
I swear. You up here, ain't nobody said nothing about his fucking smile. See, this when y'all finger is so far up somebody's rectum, y'all telling y'all fails. Nobody said anything about Raheem's inability to coach. No. Nobody said any of that.
Like I said,
this dude is feeling the heat.
Like I said, the problem is with all these Raheemathies is Raheem is not getting the type of attention that they expected him to get this offseason. Why? Because the Atlanta Falcons addressed multiple needs that the fan base and the media have been begging this team to get for years. Let me say it. One, they got a Georgia Bulldog because that's what the majority of these Falcon fans been bitching about them not getting a Georgia Bulldog in the first round for God knows how long. So that ended up happening. Second of all, you ended up getting 2 of the 3 best pass rushers in this upcoming draft, which was something that the Falcons didn't do. So now what ends up happening now is because you got these 2 guys coming in, the excitement for the defense is up. And guess what happens? You bring in a defensive coordinator who is known for specializing in developing linebackers and pass rushers. So now Jeff Ulbrich is getting a lot of the attention because of the very 2 guys that Falcon fans have been bitching about them not getting for years. Now they're mad because the attention went away from the chosen one to the side of the defense that everybody been bitching about.
So in layman's terms, you Raheemathies, your idol is being exposed as somebody that's not an idol. And his attention is going to a mortal. That's the problem. And y'all mad about it. Y'all gonna
think about this. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. What happened in 2024? Falcons media and Falcon fans was bitching about them not drafting a quarterback. What ended up happening? You got a quarterback.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, all that repressed anger went away because you got that guy. You got a Bijan Robinson who's a playmaker. All that repressed anger went away. See, the problem that we have now is Falcon fans have nothing to bitch about. This is why Kyle Pitts is really the #1 target as far as Falcon fans right now, because they have nothing to bitch about.
Nope. And then
because the Falcons gave them exactly what they wanted.
So they turned on that.
And now the Buckhead Brigade is upset at us because the Falcons addressed a need that they've been bitching about.
Right. And the guy that is going to be, and whether y'all like it or not, this is not the areas in which that this team needs to get better is something that Raheem can't fix. He can't fix the defensive line. He can't fix the linebacker. That's because that's not his specialty. And this is why Ulbrich is getting a lot of the attention because this is something not only if the fans want it, but the media have been wanting this. They've been wanting great linebackers. They've been wanting great edge and great defensive line. But the guy that they hired isn't a guy that specializes in it. So the attention isn't on him. Okay,
Right.
that's why we need y'all to listen and stop getting your feelings. The
Right.
attention is not on him because of what we asked for. Fans asked for Georgia Bulldog edge or defensive tackle. We got that. We have that now. And now that the guy that we hired as the head coach that everybody loved, that everybody appreciated, everybody followed, that everybody worshiped, he's not able to develop the need that we have been asking for.
Yeah. And the thing is, he is a DB's guy. So you would think the area that he is supposed to be well versed in, he did not make any strides to improve that area or work with them. That was left to people like Jerry Gray. That's the thing y'all don't understand. He basically just stood back and said, y'all have at it until it came time for him to shine or somebody to get credit. Now he steps up. It's happening again. What the difference is, Ulbrich is making a team impact, not just a area of the team impact.
I think a lot of it had to do with Kyle. It has a lot to do with Kyle Smith and Terry Fontenot as well. On top of it,
The said, like you said, it just goes back to like you said. And I just keep thinking about this shit. Like you got, like you said, you got a Georgia Bulldog. Y'all cried about that for years. You got two edge rushers in the same. You cried about getting James Pierce over Mike Green. We still ain't forgot about that stupid shit. You bitched about giving up a first round pick for next year to get a James Pierce. And the thing is, the guy that they brought in to be the defensive coordinator for Raheem Morris is a guy that Raheem Morris cannot fully control because he's not a new guy. Jimmy Lake was a new guy.
See, this is what they don't know on top of it too. See, the head coach ain't got no fucking power, right? Unless he asked to be the general manager like Bill Belichick, he doesn't have that power. Y'all keep assuming that Jeff Ulbrich was hired by Raheem. The Falcons can hire whichever offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator they want. Okay? I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all don't know, but y'all should know. But Kyle Shanahan was not hired by Dan Quinn.
No.
He was hired by Arthur Blank. Okay? He was hired by him. They hired Kyle Shanahan before they even brought in Dan Quinn. So all this stuff we talking about, the head coach has the power the head coach has the power to hire anybody he deems to be worthy, but the property and their boss of these head coaches, they belong to the organization. So they don't have to keep these guys around if they don't want to. Arthur Blank doesn't have to keep these guys on if he wants to. That's why Kyle Shanahan was still here, because Arthur Blank wanted him. Rich McKay wanted him. It's not because of Dan Quinn. They had no ties. They have never worked together. They ain't got no friends or nothing there. Okay? So this is what y'all gotta understand when we talk about coaches and coaching staff. No, that's not how it works. A lot of times organizations put a whole bunch of coaches together and say, hey, y'all gotta work together because I think, this is best for the team. But the head coach oftentimes don't have the power. This is why guys like Andy Reid, good God Almighty, Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, all these guys have that power to hire the offensive guy that they want. They have the power to do that because they have the results. But these guys at the end of the day, the power still lies with the organization who coaches they're going to hire. So we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure if Raheem brought him in. We know that they worked together, but this could have been something that not Dan Quinn, but Arthur Blank wanted. He probably wanted Ulbrich. We don't know
So,
any.
See,
the question comes now is did Arthur Blank really trust Raheem Morris as far as the full
Right.
control of the team?
I'm gonna say it like this. For one, this is a clear case of y'all not doing your homework. Number two, Arthur Blank sits down and goes over the season with the board. He has to, because he's a businessman. You got to go over the season with the board, and he has to answer the question to the board that is investing in his team. Why did we lose the way we lost? Arthur's got to have an explanation for that. Okay, this is what y'all don't understand about business. The CEO still got to answer to the board. So he has a board of investors to ask, why are we losing this way? He has
Yes.
to have a concrete answer. So he has to go back and look at what happened, where were the deficiencies, who didn't make adjustments, who didn't do their job.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you go, because first of all, Raheem getting rid of Jimmy Lake was not above Arthur Blank's head. He knew you used a scapegoat because he's seen it many times in business. You covered your ass, you blamed the guy that was the least experienced, and they kicked him out.
Woo, boy, a
So
month
then what they do is,
Woo.
they look around the league, and yes, he knows of Jeff Ulbrich. He looked at what Jeff Ulbrich did in New York. He knew who he was coaching with, and he like, okay, you know what? I've seen a change in him. Let's think about bringing him back. It's very simple. And if you notice how everything is in these press conferences, Raheem has toned down his boast mentality. Why? Because Arthur didn't have a talk with him. They know you're not gonna fool no billionaire on why the fuck your team ain't doing right. He knows. He knows. Y'all can get mad all you want. He knows. So he's gonna put somebody in there that's gonna go to work. And he gonna sit back and watch to see if the team wins. So he can go back to his investors and say, yeah, we can do this, we can add more people on, we can get more sponsors. It's all about keeping money in-house. Y'all don't understand. If the Falcons would have did their job last season, we would have had a home playoff game. That means a lot of money would have came to the bins.
All right, let me let me show y'all something real quick because I want to read off something. Oh, hold on. Give me a few seconds. Because this is it's funny that people say stuff like this. But Kev, do you for one, when did Jeff Ulbrich become the Atlanta Falcons?
Defensive coordinator.
When did he get with the Atlanta Falcons? Do you remember?
The first time or this time?
The first time.
The first time, I think it was right around 2015, 2016. Well, it might have
Indeed.
been. Okay.
Indeed. So if Arthur Blank didn't bring him in, then why is he with the Atlanta Falcons now? Because Dan Quinn is no longer here.
That part.
You see? Dan Quinn ain't here.
Right.
Dog Rule said Arthur Blank didn't hire Jeff Ulbrich. These are your words, sir.
I didn't know you knew billionaires personally.
Dan Quinn ain't here. So if it wasn't an Arthur Blank, so who was it? Let's just say is it Rich McKay? Because if it wasn't Arthur Blank, then Rich McKay is the guy that's still in charge. We're gonna point the finger at him, or it's Arthur. It's only two people. It's only two people at this point that was still there, or possibly three with Raheem. But Raheem left. Jeff Ulbrich left to go somewhere else.
Yep.
So who? There's only a couple common denominators here.
Both
of those guys are still under his thumb. when one of those guys is somewhere else and Dan Quinn. So it had to be Arthur Blank or it had to be Rich McKay.
Yeah. Now the board of investors don't have any control in day-to-day operations like the hiring and firing. Only thing they can do is they want to know that the team itself is bringing in revenue for the investment part that they put in, because investors want their money back. They have control over business when you're not running it like a good businessman. They ain't got nothing to do with the hiring and firing of personnel. That's on the CEO or the president.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
again, it's because Rob is good friends.
and based on that, the only guy that was around on both of those regimes is Rich McKay.
Right. So what y'all gotta understand is what you saying lets me know you don't know nothing about business, because at the end of the day, Rich McKay could bring him in. At the end of the day, Rich McKay doesn't necessarily have to hire him. Arthur Blank got to say so at the end of the day out of all of it. He can bring him in and suggest him, give him an interview, but at the end of the day, their checks are signed by Blank.
Mm-hmm.
Their checks are not signed by McKay. Their checks are signed by Blank.
Jeff Ulbrich was in college before, so they weren't good friends. Okay? They weren't good friends. They got to know each other when they came to the Atlanta Falcons. Jeff Ulbrich came.
Because for those that keep forgetting that Jeff Ulbrich was like a 12-year veteran in the league,
Yes.
There you go.
right? Who has played under such guys as Mike Singletary, who has been in the 49er way as far as defense,
The 49er guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's got into the damn thing the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, Raheem came in as an intern, as a DB's guy, intern on the Tutter Dungy, which is a good thing too. But the biggest difference between the two is, as much as people are going to love Raheem because of him being a personal guy, but people are going to respect Raheem. They're going to respect Ulbrich more because he was a guy that actually did it at the highest level.
He got it through the mud.
Raheem didn't play in the NFL.
Right.
Ulbrich did.
Yep.
Raheem was more business.
And for those that don't remember, he was on that 49er team that had Bryant Young, Derek Smith, Julius Peterson. It was him. He also played with Patrick Willis. Remember, safeties. Dante Whitner. Remember, corners.
Mm-hmm.
Dante Spencer. Remember, Anthony Adams. Them 49ers defenses at the time that he played were pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And who was their quarterback, Kev?
Top in the league.
They had a lot of bad quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. But the most consistent one he had was Jeff Garcia.
See, that's what I'm saying. So he knows the ins and outs of the defenses. He knows the ins and outs of the quirks of the offense. Why? Because that's what defensive players are supposed to know. They're supposed to know, be able to read and react from offenses. That's what they do. So that's why he's instrumental, because he's played in the league. He can teach it. Raheem's been more business than anything.
Mike Nolan too. Jeff Ulbrich was a guy that played under Mike Nolan.
The Mike Nolan defenses of the 49ers.
And he was built by the Atlanta Falcons. And so these are the things that we're talking about. You got to look at the money trail. This like the only tie to Raheem and Ulbrich is Walsh. But Raheem didn't play. He was there with Washington. He was there, but like he wasn't taught the game like he was taught with Tony Dungy and Money Kiffin.
Oh, Money. Okay. Yeah.
Money Kiffin was there at Tampa Bay. Those were his teachers.
Yeah.
Shanahan's when he was there in Washington. But those are the guys that. So when you look at Ulbrich, Ulbrich had a completely different path to coaching than Raheem. He had to work his way, and these are the things that we're talking about. So I know a lot of people probably thinking to themselves, like, why is this significant? It's because what we were talking about. One guy was given and chosen, and the other guy had to work hard. And when you got those things, you know, you looking over your shoulder, because the guys that work hard, I'm here to tell you, because we had to work. We had to work for our spot. We had to work for respect. Nobody gave us an opportunity.
Shit, all of us. Shit, we wasn't
Most
giving
people,
nothing. Hell,
most people are afraid
Mhm.
most people are afraid of the people that work hard. But the people that was given a spot, they are more nervous than anybody because they're being given a spot. Their spot is based on people continuing to like them. So if a guy end up getting favoritism because or gain a little bit more favoritism based on their hard work and their actual uh, results, the guy with favoritism, like, he's more nervous than anything because he hasn't, especially if he hasn't built anything, he's getting it based on people like him. Because if he stopped liking him, what he have left? He got nothing left.
If they stop liking him, he falls through the glass ceiling. That's all it is. If he's there based on a relationship, Ulbrich is there based off of sheer grit. That's what it is. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
So like I said, pretty much what the theme of this whole show is, the the main people that are upset that Ulbrich is getting a lot of this attention is what we call the Rahimathes of
Yeah,
this whole
Mhm.
space.
the Rahimathes. That's right. Yeah, because y'all trying to look. I'm gonna say this again. Y'all fandom is not strong enough to uphold that man's job. Y'all fandom is not strong enough to keep him as a head coach, nor help him win the Super Bowl. Y'all got to get out. Y'all got to get out of it. Y'all egos ain't that good. Because if it was, you'd be running the company that you work for. Like, cut it out. This man is going to have to let the guys that were hired to do the job. Shut up. And when it's your time to be pretty, you be pretty.
Hmm.
That's what it's
And
gonna be. Or
and
you
that's
gonna be
what's going
gone.
and that's what's going to keep Raheem his job is due to do the one thing that Dan Quinn didn't do. Dan Quinn, like you said, let the guys do their thing, but step in and understand what situations need to be changed.
Right.
This is what got Raheem Morris in a lot of hot water last year because, like you said before, when situations got bad, you didn't step in until it got to its absolute worst. Like
Yeah.
you said, the Kirk Cousins situation.
Oh, listen to this. Read that, kid.
Let's see. Who said this? Who said this? I
Xavier.
just went back and chat Raheem Morris at the 14:53 time mark of his presser 5 days ago. The day one training camp said twice that he was not a defensive minded coach.
There you go. There you go. I'm about to double down on Mike's thing. When Mike would ask y'all, what does Raheem do well? And I used to sit
He
up there
just
and
told
say,
you.
when I
He
used to sit up there
just
and say
told
photo ops, that's that right there plays. Guess what? He has been humble to the point where he understands I can't coach the defense, hence why Jerry Gray runs the DB room. Hence why Jeff Ulbrich is going to
you.
be over the linebackers and the rest of the defense. Why? Because that's what they did. Raheem was more business. He was
Raheem.
Hold on. Let me play it. Hold on,
Go
kid.
ahead,
I
go ahead,
want
go
to
ahead,
play it.
go ahead.
I
Do your
want to play
thing,
it.
do your
You
thing,
know what I'm saying?
do your thing.
He was asked about this. This is Raheem, and this is what I'm talking about.
Years again. I mean, that's
Can
like
y'all
a
hear
rookie.
this?
Like
yeah.
who we pick, right?
Yeah,
Watch
we
all of
hear it.
those guys just come out here and establish themselves along with their veteran leadership, the flows, the AKs, and out there on the edge. And let's find out what we can do and how we can rush the passer better. That excites me. Because you're a defensive coach and there are so many. I'm not. And because defensive-minded coach, how's that? I'm not. And because there are so many question marks on that side of the ball, how much do you welcome that in training camp? How much do you enjoy that? I do.
You hear?
Yeah,
He
I'm not.
doubled down on him saying, don't y'all ever in your motherfucking life come at me about no goddamn defense ever again. You heard it from the horse's mouth where he said himself that he's not a defensive-minded coach. All this bullshit that y'all been pointing at us at AFN talking about, we don't know, he built this defense. He just told y'all 2 fucking times that he's not a defensive-minded coach. He's not a defensive coach. He told you that.
Dog's rule is time to pack it up and go back to UGA because you wrong again. You just heard it out of his mouth.
See, and like you said, and that right there becomes an issue because if he's not a defensive-minded guy, so the question that I have is, with you being a defensive-minded guy, why the fuck did you bring a defensive coordinator that had no experience?
No fucking experience.
Last year.
Guess what? What did I say? Because collectively you were down there trying to figure it out throughout the season. Hence why we had a sharp uptick in the beginning and then we fell off. Why? Because your expertise, that's where your expertise ended, and you was trying to figure it out on the way down. I said that.
Because the thing is if you're not a defensive-minded coach, the first thing that would be thought of is you're going to bring in somebody who is a defensive mind that can run that side of the ball and has experience.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, but guess what happened? When your job is on the line and you know you screwed up, guess what you do now? You play by the organization's rules, which is we're going to get a competent defensive coach. You stay out the way. You just be cute, and that's what he's doing right now.
Question. I got a question for everybody on that panel.
What's up?
If you're not a defensive-minded coach, then why do you think that he brought in a guy that inexperienced? Because he tried. It seems like he lied on his resume. That's how I see it. How you guys see that?
Well, yeah, because remember what I said? Raheem Morris last season was the smartest cat in the room. Okay, until he couldn't figure out how to make adjustments, he was the smartest cat in the room, so it looked good in on optics. Jeff Ulbrich it came from a place where, hey, they do that. If I'm not good at something, guess what I do? I hire people to work for me.
A head coach that ain't good at nothing try to tell you.
He said stop cherry picking. That's not cherry picking.
That's what the man said. That's what the man said in the interview. Cherry picking. You cherry listening. Don't get mad.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No. The thing is, when she asked the question, she asked, "Are you a defensive coach?" She didn't say, "Oh, were you the defensive coordinator?"
Right.
She said, "Were you a defensive coach?" Which means is your ideology on the defense of the side of the ball? And he said, "I'm not."
Right. But see, the thing is, he's not his skill set right now. He ain't a defensive coordinator. He's a head coach. But if you start out talking about you a defensive type guy, you a DB guy, and then we find out you not a DB guy, that is the reason why you barely heard about, Jerry Gray. Jerry Gray, like, okay, but he don't know more than me. So Jerry Gray just step back. Yeah. Now the question is, and I'm gonna go back to what Mike said earlier. So okay then, geniuses, if this man ain't a defensive minded coach, then who hired Jeff Ulbrich?
Then what is he good at? I don't even want to know. What is he good at?
Leo asked the question right here. He said, here you go, right? He said, last I checked, head coaches have some experience in something before they become a head coach.
That part.
So the thing is, if you admitted in an interview that you're, like you said, she didn't say, were you the defensive coordinator? She said, are you a defensive-minded coach?
Right.
And he said, I'm not.
Right.
So everybody knows Dan Quinn. supposedly defensive-minded coach. Okay, what
Mm-hmm.
else? Arthur Smith, offensive-minded coach. Mike Smith, defensive-minded coach. Everybody knows that. So the thing is, with that quote right there, and that quote is on the Atlanta Falcons YouTube thing. So y'all can, and Xavier Littman put the bookmark on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
it sounds like to me is Raheem Morris is more so on the offensive side, at which he was when he was
Exactly.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what he was
Yeah.
doing when he was here. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
So, so here's my thing. If you finally admitted that you're not a defensive-minded coach, why wasn't a defensive-minded, experienced head
Ding,
coach
ding,
brought
ding.
in your first time here in Atlanta?
right.
Exactly.
Because he figured, based off of all of the cheese and chewing gum, that he was gonna make the defense great by proxy. And that's the problem. You came in with your ego. Because and remember now, when we hired him, that whole week, that was ego week. He was doing tours and taking pictures and all this kind of stuff and doing all this bravado. Now you hear the difference in his voice is he more tame. He's more he's starting to refute the stuff that he said last season. Why? Because you thought coming in here and running the defense was easy.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
thought. You thought running the defense was going to be a piece of cake, and you found out it wasn't a piece of cake.
The problem was he was the chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
He was the chosen one for the city. So what ended up happening was, since he was the quote unquote chosen one, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. So he brought in an inexperienced guy that that was supposed to compensate for what he lacked in.
Do y'all not go back and look at some of the games? Do y'all not know that when Jimmy Lake was on the sidelines and we did something exceptionally right, Jimmy Lake had to look like, oh shit, I think I know what I'm doing. Y'all ain't paid attention to Jimmy Lake. Half the damn time Jimmy Lake was jumping up and down because he was surprised the shit worked. That's not because he
So
was experienced. He was surprised the shit worked, and I got another game to play. Y'all got to pay attention to people's mannerisms. Raheem was sitting there with his
so
arms folded like, all right, Jimmy,
so
don't fuck it
so
up.
so so once again, dog rule is falling right into the play again
Mm-hmm.
because we pointed out something that Raheem said. Now we hate him because of what he said.
He said,
You don't
They,
see the thing is you don't have to spend shit that somebody already said.
right,
Yep.
right. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, when you hear the word hate, that equals truth. Okay,
Yeah.
that's their code word for they don't like the truth. It's all right. We already figured it out.
These the same type of people that would tell you hate God because you said the sky is blue. This is the same guy right here that would tell you something like that.
that
Yeah,
man told you, came out of his own mouth and said he's not a defensive coach, a defensive minded coach or a defensive coach. He doubled down. She doubled down, changed the question, and he still said he wasn't a defensive coach.
He wasn't a defensive minded coach.
look,
That
look,
was the
look,
question.
look. All I'm gonna say is this: y'all believe in who you want to believe. You know
Yeah.
what? That's your right. You want to believe in Raheem? Knock yourself completely out. The only thing I'm going to say is, if at the end of this season we get to where we're supposed to go or beyond with Jeff Ulbrich, just know your boy will be on the clock or the chopping block, one of the two. So you can believe with him all the way to the soup kitchen line. Doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Believe what you want, but the facts
Because
are the facts.
regardless on what you think and what you say, and I know some of these motherfuckers watching right now is gonna make a show out of this because I'm expecting the show to come up here
Ooh, this is
Oh
within
real.
the
yeah,
next I say within the next if it doesn't come within the next hour, it's gonna come tomorrow. So it's gonna be about 2 shows talking about this and how much we hate Raheem Morris again.
Oh, and I could think for myself. We didn't think. All we did was repeat what he said. Now we not thinking.
Surely you were thinking for yourself because you the one that came up with that land of make believe stuff you was talking about. So yeah, we know you
So
can think for
so
yourself.
so let this be an example because the guy who he deemed as his God, which is Raheem Morris, this is his God now.
Rahimothy.
Rahimothy, this
Timothy.
is this is his God. This is the same conversation when it pertains to quote unquote favorite players.
Mm.
When the conversation is about what he said within himself, you see how he turned the conversation to y'all hate him because
Yeah,
we are talking about what he said.
You
he
know what
said.
we call
That
that, Tiff?
he's what do you call that?
Deflection.
Deflection like a motherfucker.
Potting.
Ting, 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 ting,
So
ting.
so out of 81 people that's watching here, I know, like I said, it's about 10 of y'all that's watching right now. So I'm gonna be tuning in the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter streets. I'm
What?
expecting I'm expecting a rebuttal video here in the next couple days. So I'll be on the lookout for that.
All right.
Hey,
So
hey,
what did he mean, dog? Like because you keep telling that context matter. What did he? Because you keep telling us we got it wrong. So what did we get wrong?
What did we get wrong? Yeah, hold on, everybody, shut up. What did we get wrong?
Mhm. Because you said context.
Let's get the context up.
Do, 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 dum, dum. Do,
Can we play
do,
some booty talk music? Can we play that booty talk here?
Boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom,
boom,
boom.
boom.
Bing, bam. Bing, bap, 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 boom, bap, boom. The type of shit you up.
that was the Bob Ross interlude.
That was the Bob Ross Lamar's interlude right there. You
Welcome
gonna say
to
bing,
the
bap,
nigga
bap, bap,
version
boom,
of
bap, boom.
He said the nigga version.
welcome to the nigga version of Elevator.
We just wait. Like I said, I just wanna see what the context we mixed on. We
Yep, I
mixed
want
on.
to see this.
Mm-hmm. Because look, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong if I got it wrong, but I need to know if you have
You
the
gotta
answer.
prove it.
We want
Prove
to
it
know.
to me.
But
You have to prove it.
because you had a fellow watcher that was in this chat that called it and basically said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sam said this ain't making the band. No, sir, it's not. We're not dealing
I
with Diddy
rip and I
product.
rhyme. I rhyme and I rip. I like the way that Dylan spit. I got it.
Oh no, not Dylan.
Hey,
Please don't speak on Dylan.
K Styles, who's the five best rappers of all time? Dylan,
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 Dylan, and
Dylan,
Dylan.
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 I spit
Because I
hot
spit
fire.
hot fire.
Hey, wait. That's right, Atilio. We are waiting.
We waiting. Like I said.
I want the night, please.
Yeah, you see, he stopped typing once he
Boy,
started
that
talking
boy,
about some context.
Mm, mm.
I'm just saying, what's the context?
Dylan.
But I'm
Right.
trying to.
Where,
The
where
thing,
you
the
at,
thing is,
son?
I'm trying to figure out what's the context of a nigga that said he's not a defensive minded head coach. What's the
Right.
context that I
Where
missed on
you
it?
at?
Yes, I would love to know this.
But the
Wait.
thing is, it's about you admitting to what you are. If you're not a defensive minded coach, just say you're an offensive minded coach, or just say
What's
you are a
wrong with
guy,
that?
a wild guy.
It's okay.
You
It's
you you
okay
are
to like the
only
offense. Nobody's gonna be mad at you. I like the offense.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I just want to know what the context is because we're saying that we are wrong. We saying that we're wrong. So tell me what we're wrong about.
What's the
Tell me
context?
what it is.
Tell me what
Tell
it
me
is.
what you want.
Tell
I said,
me.
tell me what you need.
So in the interview, so let's okay. So so for those that just tuning in the interview, Raheem Morris was asked about him possibly being a defensive minded coach. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he said, I'm not. Now, like I said, all I want to do is I just want to understand what context I'm missing on that so I can further understand the mindset.
Yes.
Please don't have me answer that. Please don't have me answer that because bruh.
Oh Lord.
The
He
silence
still
is
ain't
deafening.
said that. He still hasn't said
Not be
anything.
both.
How can you be both if you not either? What the heck? We gotta go.
That
We gotta go.
Hold on.
You
Oh
can
my
be
God,
both.
that don't make no damn sense, yo.
Hold.
You wait. I wasted my Bob Ross
Whoa.
song on that.
I wasted my beam back boom back booms on that.
I wasted my
I
Bob Ross
wasted my
song for
bean
that.
pie on this.
He said he's not. He said he's
and we'll get
not.
you another one tomorrow.
How can you say he's both when he say he's not? That don't make sense.
That part, Mike.
Like, how are you speaking for this man that already spoke?
Why are you trying to make him
he's
into
not,
something
but you
he's
trying
not?
to say he's
No,
both.
you know what? No. We just gonna get up on out of here.
Why?
We got to go. That didn't make any sense.
We forgetting the slogan, Juan. It's not our
You know
job
what?
to
No,
understand
you know
stupid.
what? No, you know what? We're gonna be nice. You know what, sir? Bless your heart.
Bless.
Hold on.
No. We're gonna do it better. We're gonna do it better. You
You
go,
go,
boy.
boy.
You go, boy.
You go, boy.
Oh
He
man.
said he
Oh my
wasn't. You can't
goodness.
say
Oh
He
he's
my
said,
both.
goodness.
he
Oh
said,
my
Hold on.
goodness.
You
He's
can't
speaking
say he's
Rahimothy.
both when he said he's not one. So you can't say he's both if he totally took himself out of both out of one category. It's only two left, and that's special teams and that's offense. He
oh my
said he
goodness.
wasn't.
Oh my
Oh
Oh
my,
my
goodness. He
goodness.
trying to be CAT smart. Oh my goodness.
you go, boy.
You
Man,
don't.
man, look. Hey, it's okay. We know y'all got your Rahimothy shrines at your house. Look, you enjoy it. Y'all go ahead and y'all have pillow talk, whatever you gonna do.
I got the Tank, and that's all we saying. This is what we saying. We know he's an offensive guy because the defense. He's already proven that he can't create a defense like that. So we're fine with saying he's an offensive guy because even when he was here in 16, he was a part of the offensive staff, and the offense became one of the greatest of all time. So my thing is, don't give him credit for the defense that Ulbrich is creating when he's already said he's not a defensive guy. So this is Ulbrich's again. We in brick mode.
Right. You know what, Tank? Thank you. Salute to you, sir. Because at least I know you're not sniffing cereal. At least I know that. So salute to you, sir. Salute to you. I mean, you know what? It's time to go take a nap because this right here is exhausting. Damn, I need a nap.
Hey, sniffing cereal and eating glue.
I'm trying to tell you, and look,
I
he trying to do
I might do both.
Yeah. Kev, you can't do both now. Your nostrils ain't big enough.
I mean, if Raheem Morris can do both, I can do both.
You know what? It's always good to dream.
Kev trying to go to.
Yeah, because if I sniff glue, I gotta make sure it's the Elmer glue. I gotta make
Well,
sure
no,
it's the
see,
Elmer
no,
glue.
Hey,
no. What you
yeah,
do?
we
No,
need that
no,
good
Kev.
stuff.
What you do is
We need that good stuff.
Kev. What you do is you sniff glue in one nostril and you sniff the cereal up the other side to hold it in there. That's what you do.
Right,
No,
so it could, hey,
don't
it's gonna
one.
come
Don't
together
be giving
as
nobody
one.
no damn. No. Don't give them ideas.
Hey, one, look, it's gonna come together as one.
Yeah.
If
It's gonna hey, it's gonna coordinate.
Oh my God, y'all.
So basically, what it comes down to is, I'm gonna ask Scotty Robinson this question. I'm gonna ask Tank this question. So if everything is successful, none of the coordinators get any credit.
Mm.
Now that's
So
a
that
good
means if
question.
the offense plays well, so that means Zach Robinson gets no credit. Defense play well. That means
Mm.
that Jeff Ulbrich gets no credit. So it all 100% Raheem.
it's all right.
Because that's what it's coming down to.
Yeah.
So
You don't
that
even know
means
what independent thinking is. Even
dog
independent,
rule. So that means that
he using a term that he don't even know what even
he said, does
independent think
Raheem
you
Morris
supposed to
get
stand.
credit for the Rams defense win the Super Bowl? That's all. No, he doesn't get all the credit for the simple fact, nigga. They literally went and paid for that whole defense.
Yeah, they did.
So
Again, do your homework.
so let me ask a question. So a Rams defense that was already the same before he got there. The only thing they really added wasn't Jalen Ramsey. Everybody was already there.
Yeah.
And it was the same defense. Like you said, if you really want to look at that playoff run the Rams really didn't play well throughout the playoffs.
No, they damn near didn't play good in the Super Bowl. Look, they were one play away from losing.
You had to think about it. You had a Matt Stafford interception that should have got caught that didn't got caught was the only reason they kept them in that damn playoffs that year.
Yeah. I said it before Aaron Donald got pissed. I was telling everybody, I'm telling everybody, I said, all right, be careful now. Y'all one mistake away from losing. Because Cincinnati had kept running that ball, it'd have been a wrap.
Because if I say that, I could say that Kyle Shanahan is one of the greatest offensive coordinators in NFL history.
So he's so basically he keep using this independent, but the thing is, I know why he's saying independent because he don't want to make a choice.
Because we don't think like the Buckhead Brigade.
Yeah.
That's all. Him and Tank is part of what we call the Buckhead Brigade.
Y'all
For those that don't know, if y'all don't know what Buckhead Brigade means, that means that is the 85%.
But you
y'all
know
are part of the 85%. We're not.
But you know what?
85%. Look, the 85% already kicked us out, so we're not part of that.
But here's the funny thing about the 85% though. 85% of y'all too lazy to do homework to combat the facts that we bring to you on this show. So y'all just here to argue. Y'all ain't here to prove no point because you ain't got one.
Even if you're an independent thinker, you still have to stand on a side of something because you're not independent if there's nothing there. And that's the whole point. But you got to stand somewhere.
But I will say this. You can say Raheem won the Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator, but when he left the Rams got better.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that for a second. They got better with less time.
Here's a better question. If Raheem was instrumental in winning the Super Bowl over there, why didn't he bring his championship pedigree to Atlanta? I'll wait. Because it wasn't lack of talent. It wasn't. So why didn't he bring that championship pedigree here? Why didn't we win last season? If that's your boy, no. If that's your boy and he's so great and he won a Super Bowl with another team, why didn't he bring that championship stuff here?
Because if you say that because we didn't have the players the Rams had, then you're basically destroying your whole argument with that.
Ooh, yeah, because you're saying we don't have the players, and now you're trying to give a guy that had the privilege of having great players. You're saying he was only a great coach because of the players.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I said, like you said, that's a good question, Juan.
Of
If
course.
that was the case, why didn't we get the same defensive results here?
Because if that's the case, most championship coaches or people that are on championship teams that help them win carry that type of mindset to another team. They can do that and replicate it on another team. So if Raheem is so great, last season should have been a slam dunk for the Falcons.
Hold on. I got another thing. If he was such a great defensive coach with the Rams, why did the Atlanta Falcons have him on the offensive side of the ball? Let me say it again. If he was such a great defensive coach, like everybody's saying, and he's one of the main reasons why the Rams were such a great defense, why did the Atlanta Falcons put him on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, way back when. Yeah.
My thing is,
when we went to the Super Bowl.
My thing is, why would you bring in a DC that was inexperienced? That's my thing.
Well, Kev, that goes back to what I said, because championship coaches or championship guys that are hired as head coaches will go for people who have won championships to help out with the defense, right? You wouldn't get a rookie. You would get somebody experienced enough to help you get to another championship. Andy Reid's not going to hire somebody that's a rookie when he's a championship head coach. Doesn't make any sense. Because now he got to teach the coach. He got to teach the coach their job. You ain't won no championship, so you can't help me do anything. So why would you bring a rookie on the team when you just was on the team that won a Super Bowl?
How you gonna spin something somebody else said? He said he's not a defensive guy, but you're trying to imply that he's both. Well, we're spinning.
Can't make this up.
You can't make it up.
No, because what happens is when you're presented with it and you're asked questions. That's why I said the thing about it is questions irritate people. And this is what I've learned doing this shit for so long. Questions irritate people. Because the main question that you had to ask with that is, and Juan asked a very good question on that. As a defensive coordinator that won a Super Bowl with the Rams, why didn't it translate to the Falcons? Mm-hmm. But then the very next answer that came is because they didn't have the players that the Rams had. Mm-hmm. So now the question I ask on to that is he really great because he's great, or is it because of the players that he had?
Exactly.
But see, even
now when you ask that part, see now, like you said, that's where the deflection more so comes into. The thing is, what we're doing is we're just asking questions. I'm just asking questions.
Because even that part has a flaw, because the Falcons were built similar to the Ravens and Philly. And didn't Philly win the Super Bowl? You see what I'm saying? So you can't. So if you're gonna sit up here and say we didn't have the players yet, and still we were almost built identical to them other teams that had the top running backs in the league. Come on now.
We beat Philadelphia at their own game.
Thank you.
The question that you have to ask is, if you're knowing that you are a defensive guy who is a defensive head coach, so you have a rookie offensive coordinator and a rookie defensive coordinator. What the fuck head coaches do that?
Right.
And how do you ACL Leo, this right here. Right here. This is it, right?
There you go. There you go. Right. Because think about it. How you gonna win a championship with rookies on in critical areas that are responsible for basically running the team? Because if you got a rookie OC, he has to learn what the team is good at in order to make adjustments to the playbook that he's got. A
So,
DC has to do the same thing on the defensive side of the ball. So if they're not experienced, how they gonna win you a championship?
so the question lies now, since we say that in regards to the players, when he has good players, you see what he's great at. But I think it's the opposite. When you don't have those players, you see the talent in a player or a coach. Because it's easy to say you're a great coach when you got Tom Brady and when you got Matt Ryan and you got Julio Jones, but when you got a Ray McLeod and you got, and I'm not trying to say Xavier Worthy isn't a good, but he's not a great wide receiver. Like, he's getting there, but he's not there yet. So it's easy to say when you got all of these weapons, you got an Aaron Donald. It's easy to say you're a great coach or a great defensive coach or a great head coach because you got all the best players. You got the best defensive player in the league.
You ain't gotta do no work.
So let me ask you a question. So now the question comes down to, is Raheem Morris a great developer of talent, or is he a great manager of talent?
Manager.
Yeah. He said it in the press conference. He said when he was talking about the quote unquote brick theory, he said, no, we're going to learn how to manage these situations. That's why Raheem, basically, I said it at training camp, Raheem got the easiest job in the world right now. All you got to do is shut up and let everybody work for you. That's it. You ain't got to do nothing.
So basically what you're saying is Raheem Morris right now, he's got that position where if any success that happens to the team, he gets 100% of the credit.
Yes. He's going to ride that wave.
Because what it is, and I'm going to tell y'all the real honest truth. He's the figurehead to keep Falcon fans watching football games because guess what? The symbolism aspect of it.
Blank ain't stupid.
Blank ain't dumb as hell.
No, Blank is smart. He's doing what he learned when he's doing what he putting together, what he learned from the Vic era, Matt Ryan era to now. I'm gonna give them the symbolism to keep them in the seat, and then I'm gonna get good play out of them so we win games.
Right. So what's gonna end up happening now is if the team is successful, all of the credit is going to go to Raheem Morris. The players are not going to get as much of the credit. The coaches ain't going to get much credit. It's going to be all Raheem Morris.
Yep. Right.
And what that does is that's going to feed into the national narrative that Raheem Morris is the only reason why the Atlanta Falcons were successful.
And then what they'll do is they'll ride off the fact that other teams want Jeff Ulbrich on their team and the Falcons hold on to him. So that's going to keep the Falcons in the spotlight because people are going to be like, well, the Falcons going to let Ulbrich go or they're going to keep him. That's to keep money in the pocket.
So basically what's going to end up happening is the Falcons going to be renamed the Atlanta Raheems.
Pretty much. The Atlanta Raheemithies.
The Atlanta Raheemithies.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, on the flip side of that, if it doesn't work out, they're going to blame Ulbrich.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Raheem is going to get the credit. Ulbrich and Zach Robinson going to get the blame.
Yep.
That's it.
Because you got a rookie quarterback that everybody loves. So if the rookie quarterback doesn't play well, guess who gets the blame? Zach Robinson.
Right.
If the defense doesn't play well, Jeff Ulbrich.
Because guess what they're going to say? We got you the players. There's plenty of talent. Y'all almost made it last season. What happened this season? The only thing they may say about Raheem is, well, Raheem, why you ain't get Jeff Ulbrich in check? That'll probably be his only scandalous line. Why you ain't get Jeff Ulbrich in check? Other than that, it's going to be on Ulbrich.
Mm-hmm. You know what is going to be the worst part about it? If they fail, and guess what? The number one person they really going to blame is Terry Fontenot if they fail.
Of course.
Oh
Oh,
Oh, of
boy.
course.
Yeah.
Oh
of
yeah.
course.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be this. This is how it's gonna fall off. The Falcons make the playoffs. The number one person that's gonna get the credit is Raheem Morris.
Yep.
If the Falcons don't make the playoffs, the number one person that's gonna get the blame is Terry Fontenot.
Yeah.
After Terry Fontenot gave the Falcons fans exactly what they've been wanting for the last 3 drafts.
And they couldn't get rid of Kirk Cousins' contract.
And now guess what?
Right.
And they're going to hang it on the fact that we gave away our future first round pick for this loss.
Yeah.
This loss, they're going to hang the whole season on a first round pick that we gave away. What is it?
So essentially, what you're saying is basically everybody's asses is on the line this year. So they ain't got a motherfucking choice but to be edgy. They ain't got a choice.
Right. Y'all see Terry Fontenot? He was smiling.
That means Terry Fontenot job on the line. That means Zach Robinson job on the line. Ulbrich's job on the line. Raheem's job on the line.
Everybody's job on the line.
Everybody. Kyle Smith. Nigga, we might have the replacements of coaches here in the next couple of years.
And then on top of that, then y'all gonna turn around and blame Kyle Pitts, so y'all gonna want him gone too.
Yeah. And that's the third person that they're gonna blame for the season failing is Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, they're gonna blame Kyle Pitts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We already know the playbook. So, but I mean, y'all think what y'all want. I mean, yeah. Y'all think what y'all want. We just up here pontificating. Yeah, y'all just think what y'all want.
Nobody's saying that. No, brother.
No, y'all been saying it this whole chat. Y'all been saying it the whole chat.
I got millions and millions of views on this channel. You can't tell me what you can't. I mean, we got millions of views on all of our channels. You can't tell us what we've seen because we do this damn near 5 days a week. They ain't near 5 days a week. We got shows 7 days a week on our so we know what we see.
And he talking about, and here it go right here. He talking about that's not true. Raheem is going to get all of the blame because y'all hold him to high expectations.
That's bullshit.
Ooh. No, we just hold them to the same expectation everybody else.
Yeah,
it's high expectations.
Like I said before, the problem is he ran his mouth when he came in here talking about we was gonna run the South.
Right.
He did that.
He came down here and said we was only a quarterback away and got 2 of them. So he set the expectation for what this team was going to be in 2024. See, that's the part that y'all keep leaving. That's the part y'all keep leaving out.
He said all this.
See, like I said, it's a thing about being confident and saying, okay, we're gonna go as a seed. But the fact that the expectation was set that we're gonna outrun the South, which means we was gonna win the division. You said we were gonna win the division without saying it while saying it. So the expectation is set right there. So Falcons fans were expecting that. We was on pace for that. Like you said, the thing about it is, while they were being on pace on that, it was not an issue. The problem came in is when you were in 2 games of that, then it started falling. Then it started falling. And you watched it fall. 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 And it got to a point. And listen, and it got to a point where the Falcons had no chance of going to the playoffs. So the reason why fans are holding Raheem to that kind of fire, to that book, because when you had it, it was there. When you saw it was burning and going down the ground, instead of trying to fix it before it got worse, you wait till the shit was 6 feet under before you decide to do anything about it. And now it became too late. So the thing about it is, you can't get upset that people hold him to an expectation that he himself put.
It's funny. it's funny that when he says these things, we're the ones
We're the
that
bad guys because he
we're the
put his
bad
foot in his
guys.
mouth.
He said all this. We're repeating every word that he said. It's not bullshit if we're repeating what he said. He's the one who said he got rid of Desmond Ridder because he wasn't good enough as a quarterback, and he felt like him saying this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but didn't he say we felt like Desmond Ridder wasn't good enough, and
Yep.
we got rid of him because of that, and we thought that he needed to change the scenery, and
Mhm.
we needed better quarterback play.
Yep.
Need a better
Because
quarterback play.
I need better quarterback play because if we had better quarterback play, I wouldn't be the head coach. Is that what he said?
That's what he
Those
said.
is that words right there.
That's
So what
it.
ended up happening was because of that situation, they double dipped. They double dipped because they didn't want to go down a situation to where they didn't have security at that position. So what
Mm-hmm.
did they do? They got Kirk Cousins, who he was familiar with, who was a veteran, and then they drafted a young guy after that, a guy that was going to be part of the future. The problem that came with it is once the wheels started falling off, you didn't even make the necessary adjustments to really make to stop it from getting worse. It just got worse. It just got worse. It just got worse. Got that 5-game stretch. Kirk
No, don't
Cousins throwing.
change the subject. Everybody trying to change the
Oh,
subject. We didn't say that
see,
Desmond Ridder was a great quarterback. He said the fact that we were a quarterback away. So you're assuming that you had the answers to our issues, and then when those issues became
mhm.
in the face, it became a reality. Your coaching and the better quarterback play didn't help the situation. So
You gotta
what
go.
we
You
really
gotta go
saw
back to the
was
interviews. See, the thing about it is, y'all keep talking about context this and context that, bruh. If I look, everything that is said is plain in sight. I have a thing where I can listen to the context while I'm listening to it. The problem that came down with this whole situation was the quarterback situation. They thought, okay, if you just change the quarterback situation, we're going to the playoffs. This was his
uh-huh,
words.
his words.
This is what his implications were. We get a quarterback, we're going to the playoffs. That's why we're going to outrun the South came from. Like I said, you go through the first 9 weeks, you're 6-3. Everything is okay, but everything is not running exactly how you want it to. But then guess what happens? Kirk Cousins go through one of the worst 5-game stretches I think I've ever seen in an Atlanta Falcon uniform,
Mm.
in which they lost 5 in a row, in which they went from being 2 games from winning the division to being out of the playoffs.
2 games under.
We saw a defense that couldn't buy a sack for 10 weeks. The next 5 weeks they played the best sack team in football. And then the
Uh-huh.
last 2 games, they couldn't buy a sack either. Rather, you're talking about X's and O's and stuff like that. These are the reasons why people give Raheem a lot of flack. It's because of those adjustments when the bar that you set was not met. Let me ask them a question. Let's take the 2024 Atlanta Falcons. Would you say that the 2023 Atlanta Falcons were the better team? Or would you say the 2024 team was better? I'm gonna ask everybody that in the chat. Was the 2024 Falcons team better than the 2023 Falcons?
The 2021.
The 2024. Oh no, we just going off the last 2 years. Would you say the 2024 Falcon team was better or the 2023 Falcon team was better? Even though they pretty much got damn near the same player, but they got different players at that point in time. Blue said, my brain don't even go back that far. Like, nigga, that was last year. We talking about the season before, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about?
You can't talk about what the hell wrong with you, Blue?
He doesn't want to be part of this conversation anymore because he knows exactly where it's going.
So if that's the case, again, he fell right into it, Kim.
He fell right into it. So he said the 2024 team was better because it didn't have Desmond Ritter. So why the fuck they won one more game?
Oh God.
So if the expectation was the 2024 team was better because they didn't have Desmond Ritter, how the fuck we missed the playoffs the very same way with one game?
We had two better quarterbacks, not again. We had two better quarterbacks than Desmond Ritter. And we still missed the playoffs.
Like Juice said, coaching matters.
That's it.
Don't argue with me, argue with your mama.
Boy, y'all falling y'all old trenches, boy. Y'all.
hey, Kev, it's the bear trap.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Right, it's the bear trap.
It's the bear trap. Y'all fall for that bear trap.
He talking about the reason why is because Kirk Cousins was playing hurt. And who the fuck? No, don't change that now.
No, you can't.
Because remember, remember, in your words, a hurt Kirk Cousins is better than Desmond Ritter. So that's an excuse.
Yeah, you can't be giving that excuse.
Oh boy,
got him.
Try again, motherfucker.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
And just on that alert is why the fuck Kirk Cousins was playing hurt.
Yep.
It's because of coaching.
Why he didn't open his goddamn mouth?
Boy, he fell right into that.
Right.
Dog know he know exactly. Look, dog know he full of shit. He know he full of shit. That's why he don't want to answer nothing right now.
Yeah,
talking about you know the answer to it. You know it to it. Look,
you know it too. And like you said, I would have thought you'd have been the main one to answer that shit.
Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. It's okay to be wrong every now and then. It's okay to be wrong.
You know the answer to it. You know the answer to it.
But like I said, what I'm saying is the expectation for 2024 was higher than 2023.
Of course, because we were still dealing with who? What were we coming off the heels of?
You sound stupid as hell, y'all. Well, you can't make this stupidity up. He love Raheem for not getting us to the playoffs, y'all. Y'all hear that shit?
I blame Raheem for not making a switch. I've said that plenty of times.
You cannot make this. You cannot make this. You can't make it.
But that's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. We said that plenty of times, but y'all have argued us about that. But then when you say it, you feel like it's cool to say it.
It's cool.
That's interesting. See, you know what? We just gonna get up on out of here because, like I said, the reality was
it's not your job to understand stupid.
Nope, not our job.
So
it's not my job. No, it's not my job to understand emotions.
We're saying it, Kim. You know it. It's the fact that we're saying it.
Just tell the truth. The real reason why you have a problem with us saying it because it's us saying it. Right. Mm-hmm. If anybody else says it, you don't have a problem with it.
Right. You're not going to convince us.
Just be honest on that. I need a question from you. Do you have an issue with us saying this?
Because at the end of the day, they've made a decision to think that we're hating on Raheem. So us saying it the way we're saying it because we're allegedly hating him. our point don't matter.
You know what? I got it. I got
You know
it.
what, Mike?
Go
You know what,
ahead.
Mike? I think it goes further than that. Mike, you know what? I think it goes further than that. My belief is y'all don't like us saying it because in previous conversations about different topics, we have proved you wrong, and you ain't got the one up yet. So us saying it is a reminder of the last conversation you lost. So you constantly trying to come over here to convince us that you're right.
See, the problem is the reason why they have a problem with us saying it. Like I said, we're not part of the Buckhead Brigade. That's essentially what it is. Like I said, because we don't think like the 80%. That's why they have the issue with us saying it.
Ooh, see, it's another reason. You see that? Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, y'all just dick ride each other. Hey.
Y'all see, we talked about this too, y'all. We talked about this about a couple
weeks. Once again, this is another one of those in the playbook right here.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's funny though? Out of all of the comments, that's the comment that you seem to want to defend your whole crew with. But you know what's funny? Since you put that out there, you must be an expert at that because we weren't talking about that.
So basically repeating from what Raheem said makes us a bunch of confessional dick riders. In his words,
made that make sense. Made that make sense.
Coming from the guy who probably is expert in froggy style, so sit your stupid ass down. But
now we're not
now you see we just said, damn. It's because there you go.
You see,
boy, y'all fall right into it every fucking time.
That's it right there. Go ahead and read it, Mike.
He says, I never said Ryan was above criticism. I just don't believe y'all are in good faith when it comes to him. Why not? He's losing. Why? How is it that a guy can lose, a guy can win in Matt Ryan, and then a guy who's not even getting wins with Matt Ryan, with Raheem Morris, because we're not winning with him. We were winning with Matt Ryan and Dan Quinn and Mike Smith. But a guy that's not getting those wins, this guy is praised, but the other guys weren't getting praised.
Because
how is that not good faith in our? That's how how does that make sense?
Because he is the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
You cannot criticize the chosen one. This is the same thing with the Lamar Jackson conversation.
Oh boy, this is so fun, y'all.
This is the same thing when it comes to Justin Fields. This is the same thing when it comes to Joe Burrow. This is the same thing that comes with Josh Allen. If you criticize the chosen one, you're going to offend the majority. And the problem that they have with us is we're willing to criticize or give critique to their chosen ones.
Yep.
But here's the funny part about it. They'll give their critique on us about people that we like. But they don't want us to critique people they like.
You say we're speaking bad. How is saying he's a loser because his record says so? He's not a winner because his record says so.
First of all, I didn't even say he was a loser. I said I said it several times. You said it. I said that the expectations was set as soon as he said we was going to outwin the South and we was a quarterback away from making the playoffs. So he said that.
I got this. I got a question. All right. So if winning doesn't make you a winner or losing doesn't make you a loser, what makes you a loser and what makes you a winner?
You know, it don't matter, Mike, as long as you look good.
It don't, because there's no such thing. You are what it is. You either running or you not running. You either stand
as long as you make me feel good doing it.
Make me feel good.
It doesn't make sense.
So you saying they monsters ball, they Holly Berry and monsters ball?
They
Yep.
make me feel good. So
Make me
that's
feel good while you doing it.
you
That's
can't
it.
say that a guy's you can't say a guy is a winner when he losing. You can't say a guy a loser when he winning. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You can't say I'm in bad faith when he's showing you that he's a loser. How is that bad faith on anybody, any of our behalf? That doesn't make any sense. You either win a championship or you don't. You either win a game or you don't. You either strike a guy out or you don't strike him out.
Mike,
Go ahead.
I know what the problem is. This
Go
is
ahead.
the problem. When it comes for us, we are too combative.
Yep.
It doesn't sound right.
No, hold on. Can I do it? We're mean.
We're mean.
Yep.
We're mean.
That's all it is.
We're unruly. We too niggly. That's what they got the problem is. We're too mean. That's essentially what it comes down to. And that's the same thing everybody says. We're too mean. But the issue is, how can I be mean about something that the person that I'm talking about has said?
They said themselves. You can't wait this shit up.
He said he's not.
He said it himself. The funny part about this is he set those expectations, not us.
Yeah. And look, Ward always says it's not my job to understand stupid. I just find it funny that I can't call a guy a loser for being a loser, but I can call him a winner for not winning. Make that make sense.
This is hilarious, bro. I swear.
Bro.
Oh, this is hilarious, y'all. This has been a fun show. I ain't even gonna lie. This is fun. Oh boy, this is funny. I can't call a guy a loser for losing, but I can call him a winner for not losing for losing.
So we're mean because a guy set an expectation and he hasn't lived up to it.
Mm-hmm. He did.
We're the supposed assholes because the dude don't know when to shut the hell up.
Okay, stop.
So according to Tank, Dog Rules, and Scotty Robinson, we're the mean guys because a dude set an expectation he didn't fulfill.
Exactly.
And we called him out on
according to these guys, this is the reason why the Buckhead Brigade doesn't like us, because we're not kissing his ass.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you hold him to the standard that he set himself?
No, hold on. Let me go down this road. This is the road that normally comes down. Y'all black. Y'all supposed to be defending him. You know that's coming.
Bean pie, my brother.
Bean pie, my brother. Bean pie milkshake. And instead of you hearing why that's being said, you're so caught up in your feelings and the fact that we're not worshiping him that you're not listening. Like I said before, if you set an expectation by saying we're going to outrun the South, we're a quarterback away, give me this guy, we're going to win. You're winning, everything go good, and then it falls down on your face. You went from a 6-3 record to an 8-9 record, which was one more win than the previous regime. In a year that you said we were going to outrun the South. You could say it's Kirk Cousins' fault. He played hurt. But anybody that had fucking eyes saw that he was hurt.
We did. See, this is how I know y'all don't watch. Y'all watch. See, you just running with the idea that we didn't have this energy, because we literally had several shows, including on Drew Talk Sports show, where we stated that Arthur wasn't that guy. But again, you're running with a narrative that isn't true. You weren't. At the end of the day, we know we have a reputation for being.
Polo, let me ask him this question. So was the 2021 Falcons better than the 2024 Falcons?
Oh Lord.
So since he want to go down the Arthur Smith route, was the 2021 Falcons better than the 2024 Falcons?
Ain't that the same year that we had who shot John at a wide receiver? Just
Since we go with that Arthur Smith narrative, that's the question. Was the 2021 Falcons better than the 2024 Falcons? And was the 21 Falcons expected to make the playoffs that year? Because I remember them power rankings that year. I remember them power rankings. Good Lord.
I just find it funny. I find it hilarious that, again, when a guy has the same record for 3 years in a row, we say he suck. But a guy that's supposed to take us to the playoffs underachieves, he doesn't suck.
See, you see this right here? He said I'm asking dumb questions. That's because I'm asking a question that you can't deflect from.
He can't
deflect from. He can't. No, it's not that he can't answer. He can't deflect from. That was it. I asked the question. Was the Arthur Smith 2021 team better than the Raheem Morris 2024 team? Yes or 2021 or 2024? Yes or no?
Yes or no. Pick your poison. How do you want to?
Okay. So this is part 2 of that question. In 2021, what was the expectation for the team for the Atlanta Falcons? Per Atlanta Falcon media, per NFL. Do anybody remember the rankings of the Atlanta Falcons that year? Actually, those next 2 years, actually, if you want to be real with it.
It was to make the playoffs. Dog rules is saying completely different. No, everybody expect that team to get to the playoff with Kirk Cousins. You're not being truthful when you say that.
No, because the expectation was that was going to be a 9-10 win team last year.
Yes.
Yep. And that was NFL rankings, that was Falcon fans and sports media that said that.
Yep.
Because guess why?
Everybody said
they
that.
went and got Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he said, I get it. I get it. We were expected, Blue. I appreciate you for being honest. Because we were expected to make the playoffs because we signed a quarterback.
Because we signed Kirk Cousins. That's it.
Because remember, the year before, the talk was we needed to bring in Lamar Jackson and we needed a quarterback. We was a quarterback away. So we brought in a quarterback. So we were expected with the team that we had to make the playoffs. So you can't say that nobody said that we weren't expected to make the playoffs, because that's not truthful.
That's not truthful because, like I said, the NFL rankings had the Falcons at least a 9-win team, 10-win team in 2024. Because the expectation was Raheem Morris was going to lead them to the playoffs in 2024. Now, if we compare it to 2021, they were the second worst team in football for 2 years in a row. So when we're talking about expectations here, like I said,
you can't acknowledge almost wins. Like, see, this is where that bullshit come in. Y'all want to almost wins. You can't acknowledge. It's either win or loss. All right, almost won the Super Bowl. You either won that motherfucker or you didn't.
Almost don't count.
Yeah. Kansas City almost won the Super Bowl before they took the first snap.
Like, what are you talking about? You almost Bro, come on. This shit is crazy.
Come on,
Come
man.
on,
Now,
man. What are
Kevin.
we doing?
Now, Kevin, you're over there wishing on a star. You're wishing on a
Wish
star.
upon a star, no matter who you
Hey,
are.
you know what?
Dude,
Everybody gets a
what's going on,
participation
man?
trophy. Everybody
Hey,
gets
man,
a
we
trophy.
appreciate a lot of people that's in new. We really just shooting the shit. This is what we used to do with the Friday Night Madness. We just decided to give y'all some good football talk since the season is on.
Yeah, but on the real tip on here is you cannot get upset that people are critical of Raheem Morris because he did not live up to the expectation of the
His,
first year that everybody had.
his ex- Look,
And the
don't give me this
problem,
His,
bullshit about who.
his
Look, if you want to
expectation.
know who we wanted as a head coach, Tank, you can go back to Coach Unchained. You can go through my video. You can go through K-Star videography because we made so many videos on it. I'm not finna sit up here and go through it for something that I've already stated and what we've stated time and time again. If you didn't watch, that's your problem.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't give a
I
damn
do.
who it was.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
know who. I didn't give a fuck who it was.
we said, guys, we said Bill Belichick, like Tank being fucking stupid right now. This is why his ass
See
about to
what
get blocked.
Tank trying to do is this is basically what his playbook is. If it's a question or something or a
He's
conversation that he
trying,
can't answer, he tries to redirect it to
he's
a
trying
point
to
to where he can
redirect the
seem like
conversation
he's the
or something.
smartest. So he could say, "Yes, I got you on something." That's all he does is read. So
Oh.
what he would do is he would refuse to answer your question, but flip his question around to try to catch you in the aha mode. So basically, he's looking for his Kendrick Lamar, not like us moment right now.
Oh. So,
Same
I
people,
love
equal words.
what you saying.
Hold on. I've said several times that I wanted Belichick, that I wanted
We all said that.
Kansas, good God Almighty, Michigan. He just came from Michigan, but McMahon,
Yeah.
not McMahon. Good God Almighty, the
Oh.
brother
Aaron
he's
Glenn.
at Michigan head
Oh,
coach.
No. The
this is a
defensive
perfect time to get
coordinator.
them.
We all got a brainwash, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They brothers.
Yeah.
They Harbaugh. We wanted
Was it
Harbaugh. We
Harbaugh?
said that we wanted. I said that I wanted several times that I wanted the other guy that's currently as defensive coordinator for Michigan, and he was the defensive Martindale. Like, bro, we got a long
Martindale.
list,
Yeah.
man. Y'all got to start with this.
I
Like,
was more of a Steve Wilkes guy myself, but
Look,
I
we
want to
wanted,
see what. Yeah.
we wanted,
Yeah.
I
like,
wanted Belichick. I was
like.
upfront about Belichick.
So we wanted guys that actually had success. All right. So to stop with all this nonsense saying this and that and this, like y'all don't know what we said.
like I said,
Like this
like I
man.
said, like I said, Tank want his Kendrick Lamar moment right now, and he's fishing for it. That's all
All
I
you
keep
got
telling
to
you.
do is put in Mad Mike and Jim Harbaugh. You just stop acting like a little bitch, because that's what you acting like. You acting like a little bitch right now because you're losing the argument because we got to answer for everything that you allegedly know. This is what bitches do when they don't get their way. Okay, we said all this, and I got over 5,000 videos. Okay, all you got to do is put Mad Mike and Jim Harbaugh, or Mad Mike and Wink Martindale and K Styles, 6-man K Styles and Wink Martindale. We've done so many shows on it. So stop acting like a little bitch and do your own research. Y'all can
Again,
catch me in the lie. If I lie, you can go through my catalog of 5,000 videos and see it for yourself.
They ain't got the attention span to go through no 5,000 videos.
Of course they
hey,
don't. So I know he won't.
Hey, Kev. They just not right. They just not right. That's all it is.
They just not right.
They're not
They
that
just
right.
not right.
They're not
They
that
just
right.
not right.
They not right. It ain't
No, they ain't right.
right.
Like, we
Y'all
all
don't do
made
your
these
homework enough to
videos.
be right. That's the problem. Y'all don't do your homework enough to beat us.
Like,
If you did your homework, you might have a chance. But y'all not just right. They ain't just right.
You know what Tank act like to me? Insurance scammer on the road.
Oh, of course he does.
We're gonna
you
cover
out,
you. Look,
and then I'm gonna try to force you to brake check, or to hit me from behind. And then when that doesn't happen,
you know
I'm
what
gonna
they
get
say?
mad at you for not allowing you to do that.
No, they was like, and we'll cover you at 80%, and come back. Y'all can cover me. So we never said we're going to cover you at 80%.
You say Tank is the type of dude that'll slap your mama and get mad at you for whooping his ass.
Right.
You know what? I'm
gonna gaslight the situation and get mad at you
Them
for lighting
hormones.
me
Like
up.
this is why Pinky Pooh. This why he in his feeling. This why he get. This is why he sounds stupid. Because if you say that he didn't want it, the man interview. You don't interview for a fucking job you don't want. You dumbass. Okay, it's like this. That we see. This is why people get cussed out right here. Shit like that. Who the fuck interviews for a job they don't want?
I keep telling folks the only reason why Raheem got the job that quickly was because they needed to sell tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really want to be real about that, because they knew
We
to
wanted
get
all
Raheem,
black
because
everything.
you have to remember, Raheem was getting all the interviews all over the podcasts and stuff about
Yeah.
his opportunities and stuff like that. So what happened? Okay, so if he's getting all this attention on these podcasts, that means that's more sponsors, and more sponsors equals more viewers. So if I put him here, I'm gonna have more people watching, and hook, line, and sinker. And I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna be honest with you. They used our want for symbolism to bring him in. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And the fact that but it's not just to say, it's the symbol gesture that he's already been here as well.
Familiarity at the end of the day.
Familiarity is familiarity. Because what happens when a lot of stuff, when you try something new and it fails, you always go back to what you're familiar with. That's always the adage right there. If I fail at something, I'm gonna go to what I'm familiar with, just so I don't avoid that. And it just so happened that what I'm just for the fact that I'm familiar with that is also gonna bring more eyes because they're gonna look at him as a symbol of the city.
It's a
And by him being the
symbolism.
symbol of the city, if by him being the symbol of the city,
Let me
that's more money
break
for the
it
city.
down to Big Dope because he acting like a big dope, not being able to think right now. Familiarity is hiring somebody, understanding what the culture is. If you are in the sales, you understand who the people are and what they like and what they connect to. For example, if you go to, and I think everybody in Georgia knows this. When you go to Athens, Georgia, for example, if you don't drink Budweiser or wear Georgia Bulldogs gear, your ass might get jumped down there. Okay, let's keep that real. You're gonna get arrested or jumped, beat up, and you might not. So you better be a Georgia Bulldog. You better have Georgia Bulldogs on your truck, your car, all that. You better have a flag, all that shit. When you go to East Lake Meadows, for example, for all the black people that understand that grew up in the 80s. If you take your ass to East Lake Meadows and nobody know you there, you got to understand that you might get your ass beat up. And 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 in business, if you go there with a bunch of barbecue sauce, okay, if you go to a bougie place, let's just say Hollywood, a place in Hollywood, and you go out there with a bunch of fucking barbecue sauce, them white folks gonna be looking like, why is this nigga up here selling barbecue sauce and all we eat is caviar and all that other expensive shit? You gotta understand what the people are. So understanding the market of the people that's in Atlanta is known for two things: partying, the nightlife, and black people. South.
Don't forget hot wings.
That goes into
Don't forget
the
Waffle House
partying and black people.
and Waffle House.
And all that goes into the black people. So you got to understand your market. So they knew exactly when you hire a black coach, a black GM, a black quarterback, they already knew that most of the people Falcon, it may not like some demographic of people may not be as happy, but they know they secure because black people gonna support black people. They gonna support the black quarterback, whether the guy is good or great or not. They're gonna support him because he's black. That's understanding the market. So this is what K Styles meant. That's what he meant when he was talking about um
Symbolism as a
symbolism and
familiarity.
all that type of stuff. That's why they hire because they know if they just appease to just the
Because,
black community, they don't have to worry about
because,
whether or not this team is good because they gonna still sit. They still gonna bring. Michael Vick did not win championships on him.
Nope.
Oftentimes we were barely over 500, but we kept selling the stadium out because the black community kept supporting him.
Do y'all not understand that the Falcons made more money off of Mike Vick getting on the cover of Madden and selling and selling his jersey than any game that was played during his career? When Mike Vick got on the cover of Madden, his jersey sales were global.
global.
Falcons didn't have to play another damn game, and they would have still made over $1 billion and some odd dollars just off of Mike Vick's paraphernalia.
And that's why Mike Vick was.
Madden sold so many games it wasn't even damn funny.
And that's why Mike Vick got that $100 million contract after only playing like 15 games.
Yep, because Mike Vick put the Atlanta Falcons on the global map.
Because the Falcons were able to make that money back just off his sales alone.
Right.
Man, please, you tell all them Negroes that got arrested down there in Jordan still getting arrested that nobody won't bother you. Man, you keep that shit to yourself.
I used to run a route up in Athens. Nah, they don't play about that shit. That's
Look,
what
y'all gotta understand
definitely a sundown town right there.
Yeah. Athens is a
I
sundown town.
worked there, okay? I worked there on my dad's friend and a good family friend's farm. You can't tell me. This dude says, look, you had to go down there. All right, you coming down with me. You go in them bars, you go in them gas stations, whatnot. You can say whatever you want. But the people that I was there all the time, almost every other weekend, working down there. You can say whatever you want, but I know what is that they want. But man, stop. Maybe for you, because maybe you are a certain descent, but trust me, I know what my buddy told me. No, you better come in here with me because if you do, these people gonna try to get at you. I know what I saw, and I know what I did.
Listen, at Athens, Brunswick, parts of Macon, and Valdosta, fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
Try
and
that
it's
in
crazy.
South Florida.
And it's crazy. A lot of these folks that are in this thing, that always, and there's a lot of the, what they call the woke folks actually cheer for a team that supports sundown townism, which is very interesting. But you have hatred for a team that's in your own backyard. Make that make sense. But I'm not. But that's a conversation for another day. I'm not going down that road.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
We're not gonna open Pandora's box.
No, let her stay napping.
Nope. Yeah, she's gonna nap. We're gonna save that conversation for another day. But let's get up on out of here. We get up on out of here. This actually was a pop up, and damn it ended up turning into a full goddamn.
Hey, we haven't had one
AOA,
of these, y'all.
AOA, STS. A man might pop up, all that shit, all rolled up in
Come to Jesus moment.
Yeah. So
look, again, Wayne, you can talk for yourself, okay? You speak for yourself. They bother you. You can keep that bullshit to you because everybody I know had problems in that, okay?
Trust me.
I had problems in Athens. I had problems in Athens. My route went up there like two times a week. and I have a problem every time going up there. So I know.
Stop. You're not gonna tell me that. You ain't gonna tell me that. Ain't nobody gonna buy it. Okay. Yeah, you.
Bullshit.
Listen. When a 6'4", 350-pound farmer boy that like bench pressing bales of hay and his 4 buddies that's big as what is it, Volkswagen Beetles walk up to you.
Bruh. Come on, man.
If you ain't dumping off right then and there, you about to become a little rattle to them folks.
Right.
Them country bumpkins ain't the special ones that drink kegs of beer. Oh, they a whole nother breed.
Mm-hmm.
That's that stupid strong.
Look, I'm a Tech fan. I don't even be hanging around the parts where they have the goddamn frat parties at.
Boy,
them motherfuckers is wilding over there. Y'all think it's a school of nerds.
Yes, we have.
Them folks that can't be wilding, bro. Y'all looking at them as a bunch of nerds.
No,
bro.
You gotta understand, nerds are inherently angry. That's why they're nerds. They prefer science over slaughter.
Exactly. We built different for a reason.
Look, we know stuff we not supposed to know.
Y'all hang around that shit y'all want to. When you see motherfuckers getting body slammed off the roof of a frat house just for fun, nigga, y'all ain't built too tightly, bro.
Look. These the kind of fools that'll take a keg, crack it open, and say, "Hold my beer," and try to guzzle that shit in one gulp. These the kind that ride on the back of their friend's truck with the lights on with no seatbelt for fun. If they fall off, they get back home. No.
All right, man.
They tip cows over for fun.
All right, man. We about to get up on out of here. I'm tired.
Y'all don't be talking. Okay. You tell all them niggas at Georgia that they just that they
think about it. They only fuck with niggas that play football, and then once football is over with, ask them about that.
Yeah. It's called a mass migration. They leave.
Mm-hmm. So, hey man, we about to get up on out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all damn night. I ain't even got a damn outro for y'all. Y'all made me talk.
Goddamn.
Bye, niggas.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.